Yo, I'm live. It's a hot mic, brother. It's a hot mic.
You're live?
Yeah.
Cool.
How about them Tigers, dude?
I gotta show you something, dude. I don't know if I've sent this to you guys. I've already hedged, so no matter what, I'm gonna win a couple thousand. Like I'm either gonna win like a grand, or 4,400.
Look at that, dude. Tigers, Mets, Yankees already up. Let's go.
And the Yankees were up 2-0, and the Royals just got. I put 1,000 on the Royals twice at plus 100. So I did 1,000 to win 6,400, and then waited until the Mets hit that grand slam. Once the Mets hit the grand slam, the Royals Yankees game was already going on. I immediately put 1,000 on the Royals just to hedge, like straight up. I'll either be up 5,400 or even. And then I was like, well, let me just make a little bit of money, right? And then I put another 1,000 on the Royals. So
what's the score of that game now?
2-2, top of the sixth, one out, guy on first.
Oh, they
Yankees
tied it.
up. Yeah, the Royals hit 2 runs last inning with 2 outs. By the way, it was wild.
Are you guys live?
Yeah.
No, JB is. I'm not. I'm about to go live.
Yeah, I am.
Oh boy.
What? Take your time. We have 8 minutes, dude. So much rush.
Hey, yeah, well, it's not sponsored today, so
Yeah,
relax.
we're chilling, dude. Today's gonna be a vibe and a half. I'm gonna fucking.
Ty, you want to do something fun? Nuke the Maple Leafs right now. They're plus 190. Heavy favorites before the game. It's 1-0, third period to come.
Yeah, I see that.
It's juicy.
I'll put a unit on them. They should win.
A little juicer.
How about the Penguins getting clapped?
Yeah, dude. Hey, Rusty sent me a text this morning. He goes, "Hey, bud, you playing?" This is when I texted you. He's like, "Hey, bud, you playing Family Fortnite Friday on Friday, or you want to do some duos with your boy?"
We can.
Is he
play,
injured?
so
Is he injured?
I don't think so.
I have a 5-hour stream on Friday, GB.
Not
what
playing
time?
today.
With Tim at noon, but I can get on at 10 and play for 2 hours if
Yeah,
that
let's do
sounds
it.
good.
Let's do it.
Yeah, cool.
But dude, he wants to play on Friday with me in the morning because he's going to be in Detroit in his hotel. Cause he wants to talk to me after they play the Red Wings tomorrow night. Let's get it.
I mean, obviously, guys, Chris, just so you know, I have $1,000 parlay. So Tim is 100% a bad influence on me.
100%.
Oh boy.
So this
boy.
morning he goes, I have a $1,000 bonus bet. Should I bet it tonight on the baseball playoffs or save it for football? He goes, I feel more confident in football, and I go, save it for football if you feel more confident in football. But I do like a 3-leg
Jeep, dude. Thanks for 26 months. Love you, baby. Appreciate you.
for the baseball games tonight. And he goes, all right, well, just send me your bet. So originally I did 175 to win 1143, a very juicy parlay. Tigers, Mets, Yankees, Chris. And if you're paying attention, Tigers and Mets have won, and now it's just the Yankees. But before any of it, I send it to Tim, and I go, Tim, I feel very confident about Tigers, Mets at home, and the Yankees right now are favored away on the road, which means obviously their top pitcher's going to be playing. So obviously I like the Yankees to win this game. And then he goes, don't be a bitch. Put 1,000 on it then. And then I was like, you know what, dude? I'm already up. I'm already up a metric ton.
It's wild.
I was
Let me
like,
get some water.
Yeah, I was like, I'm already
I'm
on a
listening.
metric ton. Yeah, let's just go for it. And I did it. And now we're in a great position.
Dude, I don't want to play the Yankees. Don't you think the Tigers would rather play the Royals?
No, I'd rather play. I honestly, dude.
I mean, the Yankees have hitters, brother.
Everyone has hitters. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. I think at the end of the day, bro, it's just about being consistent. And right now, the Tigers can beat any team in the MLB right now.
They're killing it. It's unbelievable, dude. Today's effort was unbelievable. No Scooble. They shut him out. Dude, how about this?
Shutout with no Scooble is wild.
I don't know if you saw my tweet, but I've been watching the Tigers. Like, I've watched almost every single game that's been on before 7 p.m. start time this year, and then all of the back half of the innings past 10 p.m. when Jody's going to sleep. So I've been watching Torkelson all season, dude, and he is a great hitter, but he's just in a huge slump right now. He's gone through 2 big slumps this year. So I tweeted like 2 nights ago, super late in the evening. I was like, I'm tweeting this just to be held accountable. Torkelson is going to get it together and have a great rest of the postseason. He goes 0 for 2, I think, or 0 for 3 today. And then Colton Keith. They were both like 0 for 23 in the playoffs. Keith gets on base. He hits a double to bring him home. Torque is back, baby. That's all he needed. Just a little bit of juice.
It's been beautiful, dude.
Does everything.
Dude,
for confidence.
I've been rocking the Detroit hoodie like every single night.
I wore this out today to hit some of the bars up. Felt good, dude.
I've been in this.
Like, how about the Tigers, dude? I'm like, 2-1, baby.
A little bit of juice is good.
Right? We have another home game.
Tomorrow.
4, right?
Tomorrow we're home.
So we could literally win this at home. Come on, dude.
Tomorrow we're home. If we lose, Saturday afternoon, Scooble on the mound.
Oh my!
I mean,
God.
dude, like it's where
we win tomorrow. We win tomorrow.
I
bro.
hope
we
so.
Win tomorrow.
I hope
win
so.
Tomorrow.
If we win tomorrow, we
win
get
tomorrow.
Scooble game 1 against either the Yankees or the Royals.
If we win, he probably goes 1-4-7.
Correct.
I mean, like it would be huge. It'd be
huge.
huge.
We gotta win this, dude. We gotta win this game.
All right, I'm turning Tyler up a little bit here. So someone's saying he's a little bit quiet. Chris, I might turn you down a little actually. Can you talk real quick?
Yeah, you're good, dude.
That's good. That's perfect.
I got a new headset and it's baller, dude.
Hey, shout out to the good old Rangers this evening. They're up 4-0 in their NHL debut against the Penguins. Away on the road, by the way.
Yeah. Rusty said they matched up well against them.
Is this preseason, by the way?
He did. No, week 1. Game 1 was last night.
Game one.
And so tonight, and then the Red Wings kick off tomorrow against the Penguins at home in Detroit. That'll be awesome. Looking forward to turn Chris down. Ninja's the loud one. Oh, can you talk, Ty?
Yo, hello. What's
No,
going
he
on?
sounds
Hi,
quiet
how
to
are
me,
ya?
so we're chilling, dude. Oh, we're chilling, boys.
Dude, I got a lot. This is the most notes I've ever written.
Tonight's gonna be a movie. I'm really pumped.
I have 4 pages.
I will be super, super dialed in to everything except I will be keeping a slight eye on the Maple Leafs. Very slight.
I mean, I am going to be.
Hey,
keeping,
put your eye.
I'm going to be keeping
Put your eye away.
I'm sorry.
Very
And
slight.
I don't care.
Lock
Chris,
in.
Chris,
Very
I'm going to
slight.
send you. Chris, I'm going to send you this real quick. Obviously, we still have 2 minutes before we dive into stuff. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm officially live.
Depending
and
where
showing
you
camera and stuff. Here, right there, Chris. Look at that. That's what we're. That's what we're betting on right now.
I was listening the whole time.
Oh well, now just take a little gander though.
Do you guys see
need to
the? Do you guys see? There's this woman on TikTok who just has gone insanely viral over the last 48 hours. Looks like she's been viral before too, so she had a decent following already. She's married to a construction guy. He must own his own business. They're super rich. They have a house right in the bay. He built it 4 stories high. I think the first floor, other than the garage, is like 5 to 10 feet off the ground, but it is on the water. You can see the bay where everyone else is mandatory evacuated. And she's been staying there and says she's staying there. She's like, our house was commercially built. It's concrete. We're staying. And she is posting videos every 30 minutes to an hour on TikTok, brother. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I hope she's okay. What a moron. But it's like the best footage we're ever going to get. I've just been scrolling TikTok and watching her videos for like the last 2 hours, dude.
You're going to get crazy footage from Jinxie and Tifu too. They're both staying.
They're not super close to the water, though, are they?
Oh, it doesn't matter though, dude.
Matters a little. Like Tampa Bay's downtown
Okay.
is like that. You know, that's gonna be way different than being by the water. I don't know where they live. Obviously, don't dox them, but
They're in the thick of it. Like,
They're in the thick?
there. They're in the path, right? They're like dead center in the middle. Maybe,
Yeah,
I think
I'm
it
just
moves a little
hoping.
south.
I'm really hoping just for good news.
yeah, I want to hear some
On
good
that.
news too, man. Thoughts and prayers for every single person going through that. If people want to follow this girl, Cricket Felt, Kricket Felt. Let me see her latest. Yeah, it's wild. Oh my gosh, 12 minutes
I can
ago.
hear it.
12
It hits
minutes
tomorrow,
ago.
right?
It's hitting right now, literally right now.
Oh wow, seriously?
Yeah, like it's starting to hit in places right now. At least
Yeah,
that's what I read 15 minutes ago.
Guys, for those of you who don't know, I'm good. A lot of people know that I'm obviously in Florida. We are very far north. We are like in the Panhandle. We are so far away from this thing. It is hitting Central Florida right now, and maybe a little bit of Southern, but not us. Like we're not even. We feel bad every time a hurricane hits in Florida, guys. We feel like where we live, we feel bad because literally, like Florida's like this. Florida's like this, right? Obviously, it goes like a little bit more like that. We're here. We're in Central Time Zone, and whenever a hurricane hits right here, which it always hits here, right? It sucks the clouds and the moisture from us. So we're here. We have and dude, I'm telling you, it's horrific, like mentally for us to be like, wow, our weather is literally getting better because a hurricane is just sucking everything away from us, and we don't have a cloud in the sky for like 2 weeks. It's wild.
Dude, that is nuts. You guys see the tornadoes that were? You see
It's
the tornadoes
literally
that
eerie.
spawned
It
today?
was like, yeah, it was like pitching tornadoes ahead of itself.
Freaking horrific, dude. Those
I know.
tornadoes were nuts. The pictures I saw out on some of those beaches, like, man, absolutely horrifying.
Awful.
I got friends like in Orlando, dude. They're like, "Oh, we're just gonna stay. It's like a good spot for this. There's a power grid." I was like, okay.
Like, what do you-
It sucks too because like in order to leave, you kind of need resources.
Well, dude, yeah, people are already like the highways are being clogged, right? And there are people that are literally like all the gas stations are empty, no
Yep.
gas left, and then they're out of gas on the highway, on their way out because they're just idle
Right.
for hours. And it's like, now what?
Yep. I did see a picture of a gas station though. Every single part of the alcohol, the beer was taken except the very top row. Bud Light, all still stocked perfectly.
Oh wow, that's
Very
actually so
interesting.
wild.
Very interesting. So prayers for everybody. Be safe, be smart, and if you just need a couple hours to chill, talk sports, get your mind off the world, we're here for you. Blevins Bro Sports Show. Welcome in. We're gonna have an evening. We're super pumped about the Detroit Tigers going on a bit of a magical run, similar to the Mets. I mean, the Mets look unstoppable right now, dude. I think I'm more afraid of the Mets than any other team.
I have money on the Mets, dude, and I have been saying for a very long time. In general, I think we all know about this. I mean, I'm obviously new to baseball. This is hands down my first ever year watching, and I've already learned as somebody who obviously sports bets that like, do you want to bet on teams that are hot? Like the line. I am learning, by the way, and this is to everybody, including you guys. I am learning that the line means nothing. Like at the end of the day, like plus 200, plus 250, plus 300. Like my biggest wins this week were Vanderbilt against Alabama, and the Cardinals, and the Giants versus the Seahawks. And the Niners, and it's like, dude, you just it's a trap. It's a trap. You sit there and
You
you
better set the line, Tyler.
I understand that, Chris, but no, that's not true. That's not true. Because that is literally not true. To start, because
By the time it hits the popular sports apps,
dude, Vegas knows, Chris, who's going to win. You know what I mean? Like people
No.
know who the better teams are.
no, Tyler, what I'm saying is by the time it gets to the apps that we use, people have already spent millions of dollars on the old lines, so it's their money that is creating the lines you're seeing. That's all I'm saying.
But I always look at a line and I'm always like, I get it.
So like
Every single time.
Right,
So
and that's
you know
why,
what I mean,
and
though?
that's why the fade the pulse thing I always tell you about is such an interesting thing
So, Chris,
because you're
you're
going
talking about
against the
that.
public.
Chris, you're talking about that. John,
So Ty, let's say Vegas. So like let's just look at the NFL right now, okay? So
Okay.
let's say so the 49ers are minus 3.5. Okay.
Yes.
Let's say that started in Vegas, the opening line, and at other major casinos, that started at plus 5.5 and minus 5.5. And then people just hammered Seahawks plus 5.5. Okay. And now by the time that DK and all those apps are
Okay.
setting the lines,
However-
it has gone through multiple
yes.
lines
But
of betting
the
already.
original line was still Seahawks plus 5.5, meaning that they still knew that Seahawks were the underdog.
Well, yeah,
They
of
know who
course,
the dogs
of course.
are.
Right.
Okay,
Of
so
course,
that's what,
Ty. And
Chris,
they have
so that's
algorithms
what-
for that too.
Yes, I understand. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, I am saying F the lines before and after. I think that there's some serious thought into live betting spreads and money lines where it just makes sense sometimes, right? Like I was watching that Vanderbilt Alabama game, and Vanderbilt was playing well. They were playing well defensively. They were also getting some calls, and they were at 14-0, and they were plus 250.
Yep, and they
Like-
almost lost.
I understand that because they're going against Alabama.
Right.
It makes sense. But like they've proven that they can already score. They had a pick six, right? So they turned the ball over. It's things like that, right? Like I just think it's a little fraudulent. Like some people are just scared. There are upsets every single week, right? Like we sit here and we struggle to go plus 50. Like we struggle to go over 500 on our picks for who to win and who's going to lose, right?
Not me
And
this
I'm
week, by the way.
I also went 8-6. But the point is what I'm saying is like the lines are there for a reason for sure. But also like don't be afraid to like when it seems too good to be true, sometimes like sprinkle a little on there. Like sprinkle a little. Dude.
If you can, you've got a very interest. You get to do that, and that makes it a lot of fun.
Yes,
because
yes,
you can take 100 and be like, I'll throw it. You can do a plus. Every week you should be taking 2 plus 200 underdogs and parlaying them together every week because they're hitting all the time. But for other people, it's like it's a dangerous way to go.
I'm just saying, like when you're watching these games, I'm not just like I was watching the Arizona game versus Arizona versus the Niners. I was watching the Seahawks Giants game, right? And I also, by the way, there's some dipshit. Sorry, I have to read this. Hold up. Some guy said it was a first time chatter. Why should I bet on you? You're always wrong. I literally called the Giants winning outright. I picked the Giants to beat the Seahawks. I was the only one.
I wanted to, and you were the only one. I wanted to because that Lions hangover.
Crazy.
They didn't just beat them; they beat them 29-20.
Let's go Giants, dude.
They buried them.
It was fun.
By the way, I know I'm getting way ahead of ourselves, but I love the Seahawks this week.
Well, dude, I did. We're gonna get into that game. They just released their injury report. It's brutal on defense.
For the Niners?
For the Seahawks. They have it looks like they have 80% of their starters out on defense.
You ever see the big green? It looks like they're trotting out the big green soccer team against the 49ers.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see. We'll look at it. We'll look at it for sure. Okay. The lines are for country club hustlers, says Fast Time. I love it, dude. Listen, Dodgers, Padres, real quick. We'll move on to football after this, but congratulations to the Mets.
I have nothing to contribute to the baseball conversation.
I know. Congratulations to the Mets for moving on. Congrats to the Tigers for getting one. They're one away from making it into the next round. Yankees are what, Ty? Is it 2-2 still?
Yankees are right now tied 2-2. I actually don't know what the series is, JB, if you do. The Yankees are tied 2-2, bottom of the sixth, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Yankees are currently minus 125. Royals are currently minus 105.
The series is tied 1-1, so it's a huge game there as well. All the games feeling massive right now. And then tonight, Dodgers, Padres. I don't know if you guys, Chris, I don't know if you were watching last night, dude.
I was. I needed Ohtani to get. Dude, I had bookie Mets and Ohtani for a home run. Ohtani gets one single.
I can't believe they're pitching to him.
Run. Yeah, it was 75 to win $2,000. I'm like, come on, Ohtani. I was praying for an Ohtani homer, dude.
I can't believe they're pitching to him. But yesterday, the Padres score, what was it, 6 runs in 1 inning, I think? I mean, it was 1-0 Dodgers, and then it was 6-1, and everyone's kind of like, oh man, it's over. And then the next inning, the Dodgers just go through their lineup. Grand slam.
Yes.
Unbelievable play. And then no scoring the rest of the way. Like an absolute wild playoff game.
Just want to talk about this again, chat. And listen, again, bet responsibly always. But the Dodgers were plus 800 in the 3rd inning.
Down 6-1 in the playoffs.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Down 6-1, 3rd inning. You give me the Dodgers at plus 800, or it was plus 900. I bet 100 to win 1,000, and they let me cash out for 500 after when they were still down by 1.
Yeah.
After that, I'm just those are it's dude, even the Guardians against the Tigers, we didn't have Skubal, and the Guardians were down in the 5th inning by 3 or the 6th inning. And it's the Guardians. They're a great hitting team. And they were plus 900, only down 3 runs.
Tyler's out here cheering for the Tigers, betting against them. Come on.
I am, but dude, I'm telling you, bro, right? Anyways, sorry, I digress.
He digresses. All right, let's get into some football, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to start, actually, with some crazy news. Nico Collins on IR.
Yeah.
Today.
He's having the best season of any wide receiver this year, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, literally, the Texans looked good last week.
He's playing at such a high level right now. This is freaking brutal.
It's brutal. And then, Chris, you know who I have him on my fantasy team. I bench him, and it's in our league, the league that we're all in together. I bench him. Yeah. I'm like, I'll throw in Michael Pittman. Back issue, multiple weeks, they're thinking. Multiple weeks, another receiver. I know we say this every week, and I know we said it every week, including last year. It feels like injuries are worse than ever to superstars this year. I was going to ask you, Chris, to dive in and do some analytics for us and do some research on that, but I didn't get it to you in time. Do you have any nuggets, any thoughts, or is it just that everyone's so into fantasy that we just think it's worse this year?
No, it's definitely worse.
I have no insight onto that, and I didn't see any articles that were doing a deep dive into that right now. But man, it just feels that way. It just feels like every single week we lose 2 or 3 superstars. With
this many receivers being hurt, it makes fantasy football more lucky than ever. This year, because you're just, I mean, you're having to pick up guys. If you're not like a diehard fan like we are and you're not watching every game, you have people who have to go pick up players they've never heard of before on the waiver wire
Right.
because there's that many injuries.
And what's nice is passing is up the last few weeks, so it's kind of balanced out. Like guys like Whittington and Wendell Robinson, Whittington's on the Rams. They're getting like 15 to 18 fantasy points. So you've been able to like put band-aids on your fantasy team at receiver. It's actually been way more brutal at running back. Like there just are
You're
not.
telling me, bro. I have Ezekiel Elliott, and like in one of my leagues is a two quarterback league, I think, and no, it's our league. I just got screwed, man. After that Pacheco injury, I was done. I had Pollard and Pacheco, and then I had Elliott, and now I've had to play Elliott 5 weeks in a row because Pacheco's immediately gone out.
Yeah.
But like, dude,
there have been these guys that are like stepping up, where you feel confident putting them in your lineup now at receiver, and I just do not feel that way at running back. It's so brutal.
Dude, Nick Chubb out here just like looking at all these injuries, like maybe I'll just wait till next year to come back. It's unreal.
He should. Dude, I want to say real quick, by the way, I think the W pickup of the fantasy, by the way, was me talking about Kareem Hunt. What a game.
Yeah. He definitely looks like the lead back there, man. Just slid right back into his old role.
Definitely was
Chiefs.
not prepared, fellas, for the announcers to just air his passed out right in the beginning of the game, 7:30 p.m. My kids are watching. Did you guys catch that? Were you listening to the audio?
No.
They're like, oh, here comes Kareem Hunt getting a second chance after beating the heck out of his girlfriend, kicking, stomping, punching, beating. But he
They
did
said all that?
like, dude, they didn't say stomping, kicking, punching, yes, all that. And they were like, but you know, Andy Reid believes in second chances. He served his time. He got suspended. He went and played for the Browns, and now he's back. And I was like, my boys look at me. They turn around. And they're like, why would anyone ever do that? I was like, all right, now I guess we're having a domestic violence conversation with my 8 and 7-year-old.
Wow.
Brutal.
Dude.
Absolutely brutal.
I mean, it is. Hey, I mean, they got to know evil exists, right?
Oh, 100%, man. But like, I just somehow give me a heads up, brother.
Come on, there's no one more sheltered than Caleb and Zach right now. Like, let's be real, dude.
It was wild.
And it can be a good thing. No, that is, yeah. No, it makes you, yeah, that's wild.
Wild stuff. But yeah, Ty, good
Obviously
pickup.
Not okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course
Just
not
wanna throw that
okay.
out there.
And he did he served his
yeah.
time. He did his thing. Hopefully he's rehabbed and we'll never do that again. Never acceptable. But dude, Ty, what a beast. He's
Come on,
back.
dude.
He balled
Big
out.
Tutty, like 60 yards, 70 yards, played great.
And that
played
3-yard
tough.
run that you guys noticed, that 3-yard run, like, man, that felt like a wild move. He's going up the middle, gets tackled, stops, like sets his feet and just like dives forward. Like that's after a couple of years not doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah, to just get right back on the bike there.
Ty, who was your you had
On the
Pacheco?
bike, dude. I have Pacheco, man. I have Pacheco on IR. Bro, half my team is IR. I'm not joking. I have like 4 guys out and 2 guys on IR. It's like, what do I do? I can't just be dropping these guys, and I don't have enough slots. Dude, I am on.
Dude, I
literally
have
in shambles.
A-Chain. Ty, I have A-Chain, Mostert, AJ Brown, and Cooper Kupp, and Nico Collins in one league.
Dude, look, listen to this. Listen to this. I'm forced to play Ezekiel Elliott right now. I have Christian Watson, questionable. Kareem Hunt, bye now. Justin Jefferson, bye. Taysom Hill, because I was forced to grab Taysom Hill, questionable. Njoku, questionable. Adam Thielen, IR. Pacheco, IR. And I've had to drop like 2 other people that were out, by the way. Like, and that's in 1 league. I'm in 3 leagues, and 2 of them look just like this. Out. Here's another one. Rashee Rice, IR. Puka Nacua, IR. Derek Carr, questionable right
injured.
now. Eckler, injured. Eckler, Austin Eckler.
Dude, Brian Robinson didn't practice today too.
Rogers has been questionable every week.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers has had a Q next to his name every week. It's horrifying.
Well, that's just because you don't know if he's going to go on a trip.
That's funny.
Chris, what kind of trip?
That's funny, dude. He might need to go on one of his weird little
That was
outings.
I actually did mean that as a double entendre there, John. Nice job, dude.
Thank you. I picked up on it. It was well done. Nice job. We're going to get to that news too. That's absolutely wild. But hopefully Nico Collins gets better. Hopefully you guys survive your fantasy weeks with all these injuries. We're going to get into we've kind of made this a weekly segment. We're going to do it now. our top 5, bottom 5, and we'll go into a couple of the games that we thought were really interesting this past week, and we'll go into a bunch of the games coming up this week because we can't wait. Tomorrow night, by the way, already Wednesday. We normally do our show on Tuesday. We're doing it tonight. So we got some football tomorrow evening. Let's start with the top 5, fellas. Top 5. Who's your Power 5 going into week 6?
Dude, we're starting to see who teams are, which, like, I feel like every predictions start to get a little bit easier. It's never going to be totally easy in the NFL, but I'm starting to get a decent feel of like what each team is now. So I kind of like really like my top 5 right now.
I love my top 5 right now.
I have a feeling that for the first time ever, our 3 might be the same. We'll see.
No.
We'll see. Oh, Ty goes, no.
I got one in there. There's no way you guys have
Who's
it in there.
who's starting?
I'll go.
All right, Ty's starting, then Chris, then me.
All right, dude. Top 5, going from number 1 to number 5. Number 1, you get the Detroit Lions, baby.
What?
We got the Detroit Lions. Let me tell you why, dude. For multiple reasons. Number 1, there's no one has better offense. It's not particularly close. I think no one has a more put together offense at all. Number 1, and I think that everyone is playing out of their. And I'm saying that everyone is playing out of their minds against us, and that is literally being shown by the Lions hangover. Chat, everyone, calm down. That is being proven by the Lions hangover, that people are giving it their all and then getting crushed the next week. Every single team right now has not just lost, they've gotten dominated after playing us. Dominated. The Seahawks lost to the Giants. All right, that's just one example. Okay, Lions are number 1. It's not even close. Number 2, I got the Chiefs because guess what? They're the Chiefs. They've done it again. They made an incredible pickup in the waiver. Not the way I said the waiver wires. Talking about fantasy. Picked up Kareem Hunt when Pacheco got injured, and what does he do? He literally basically wins them their game last week. So go Chiefs. Saints are frauds. I got Chiefs at number 2. I got Vikings at number 3. I got the Vikings ahead of the Ravens. I have the Ravens at number 4. And listen, the Vikings would be above both of those people if I still just didn't think the other shoe was going to drop with Sam Darnold. It's happening. It's a matter of time.
It is kind of happening, by the way. They've regressed every single week since week 1 in offense. Yes. Their defense is number 1 overall, but their offense is struggling.
Yes. Ravens at number 4. And then, by the way, give me the Commanders at number 5, bro.
Ooh, look at you sneaking Washington.
I like that you did that. I almost did.
I have to. You have to. At the end of the day, bro, they're 4-1.
You
they're
do
leading
not
their
have
right
to.
now.
I just want to say right now, you don't have to.
I looked at other teams that were even like record wise within 10 like rankings of them, and I didn't think any one of them could be the Commanders right now, and like with how well their offense is playing.
Their offense is playing at a insane rate.
It is, and it's justifying how weak their defense is. And by the way, like a strong offense like the Commanders like that, but it gives your defense time to rest. So even though your defense might not be the greatest, they're going to be healthy going out there, and they're going to be able to give it their all and give you a couple stops, right? One or two stops is all you might need to win the game.
It feels like they're going to be in almost every game.
Exactly.
We'll find out this weekend.
I love a lot of the Commanders. I have so many good little nuggies. I can't wait.
I got some juice for that.
Yeah,
game.
real quick. I don't know if the stat holds true after last week's game. I know that Jane Daniels played really, really well this past weekend, but before the game, through 4 games, he was more accurate than any quarterback in the history of the NFL through 4 games, through any 4-game stretch. Think about that. You take Tom Brady in his best 4-game stretch of all time. You take John Elway, and you name who.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers in his prime.
And his ADOT wasn't super low either.
He had and through 4 games. Don't know if it's through 5. I think through 5 he's at 77%. I don't know, but he was at like 80 something through 4. That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
Bro.
Who you got?
All right. I crossed it off and switched them because to me one's the Chiefs. I had the Vikings, but one is the Chiefs, and it's because Mahomes finally looked good, dude.
So good.
He's a snake.
The way he extends plays is he's not as athletic as Lamar Jackson, but he might be better at extending plays. Like, he has such a good feel for the pocket, when to stay in, when to step up, when to peel out. Yeah, his pocket awareness is just insane. So Chiefs back at number 1. 2, I have the Vikings. Just because, dude.
Boo!
Hey, listen, dude. They're undefeated.
Oh,
That
brother, this
defense.
guy sucks. Sorry.
Their defense looks unreal. But you guys are right. Not only about their offense, but their second half offense is brutal.
Very good.
Like brutal. So they're starting really hot, but then teams are kind of no.
Catching
Their
up.
second half. Their second half offense sucks.
I was thinking of the Chiefs stat line. By the way, the Chiefs have I think they've outscored their opponents this year. Sorry, Chris. You mentioned third quarter or second half. It popped in my head. Chiefs third quarter right now. They're 70 points to 10.
Halftime adjustments, dude. Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, bro.
I got the Ravens at 3. They're the hottest DVOA team in the NFL still. They were at 1-2. They are at 2-2. They're now at 3-2 still. Super hot. They're just a really good team. 4, I have the Lions. And 5, I have
cute.
CJ Stroud and the Texans, dude. What Stroud did against the Buffalo Bills, dude, just unreal. Literally carried that team.
About time. We needed to see that from the Texans.
Oh, 100%.
We needed to see that from the Texans.
I'm back in on the Texans, dude. Stroud looks like he's gonna he'll always keep a minute. Man.
Chris, you and I are close, brother. We have one difference only.
Okay.
I've got the Chiefs at 1. And by the way, I'm going to give Tyler some credit here, okay? Because I know you're getting flamed for saying Lions number 1, dude. You're not the only one, man. There's non-Lions fans who are experts who get paid to share their opinion who have the Lions at number 1 in their power rankings. Our offensive line is out of this world right now. So I like that you're giving your top 5 tie, and you're like, this is who I think if they played right now would win. And you think that we would beat the Chiefs, and you think we'd beat the Vikings. So you put them at number 1.
Absolutely.
Great. I respect that. I am going to give credit though for the undefeatedness here. So I understand where you're coming from. I respect the heck out of it. I'm going to go Chiefs at 1 just because what Mahomes just did is so obnoxious. Chris, you talk about the way he escapes and extends plays. It's the most annoying thing in the world. And I replied to you on Twitter, Chris, and I know you saw it because you replied back. And I was just like, he looks annoyed when he has to scramble. When he has to make a play like that, he looks frustrated. He's not excited that he did that. He wants to be a pocket quarterback, but he can extend the play so much. It's insane. So I've got the Chiefs at number 1. He looked amazing. And he's Juju's, he's reviving careers now. He went from being a middle of the road quarterback through the first 4 weeks. And now he's got Kareem Hunt over 100 yards. And he's got Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's got 2 tight ends catching receptions. 5 each. Absolutely.
Gray always plays well, by the way.
And that defense, man. That defense is nasty, bro. The Chiefs' defense is nasty.
They just know
and
when
so
to
is the Saints. So are the Saints. Their defense is still really good.
Saints are fraudulent.
Okay. Yeah. So give me.
The Saints are the worst.
We're gonna get into the Saints. I can't wait. So I have Chiefs 1. I have Vikings 2, bro. I have Vikings 2. Give me the Vikings until they lose. And you know what? We're gonna find out in 2 weeks. So we'll find. We'll just see. Vikings, you get the 2 spot for now. Congratulations on being undefeated. I got the Lions at 3 though. Because I do think that we're so fun right now. The last 2 games we look unbelievable on offense. Our offensive line is gelling. They're back to where they were playing at an elite level last year. Go Lions. At number 4, I've got the Ravens. They're super scary. Can't wait to watch them play the Commanders. I kind of think they're going to smack them.
I know.
So we'll get into that game. And then
the Ravens defense is terrible. Sorry.
Finally, the Texans looked like the Texans I thought they would look like. This is the first game of the season I thought the Texans looked like they did last year. And it was against a good Bills team who's now, I think, lost 2 in a row, 2 tough ones in a row. So I've got the Texans rounding us up at 5.
Nice. That's good.
There we go. There we go.
Respect it.
I'm getting gassed up in my chat. Let's go, baby. Come on.
Yeah,
all right.
I got so many Vikings fans in my chat. It's ridiculous, man.
Dude, you know what the best part is, Ty? You only have to hear about it for 2 more weeks unless you lose, and then you're gonna hear about it for another month and a half.
I know.
Because we don't. I think the second time we play them is the last game of the season.
Oh,
which, by the way, tell me that the schedule makers don't understand more than we think they do. That game's going to be amazing. All right, bottom 5. Who wants to go first? 28 through 32.
I'll go first again. Oh, you want to go, Chris? Let's do it. Let's do same. Yep. We're going 5th worst to worst.
Yep.
Okay. I got at the 28th. I got the Titans. At the 29th, I got the Dolphins. At the 30th, I got the Patriots. 31st, I got the I messed up. 31st, I have the Browns. And then at the I messed up. What the heck? Hang on. Titans, Dolphins, Patriots, Browns. It's
Yeah,
definitely
and then
not the
Panthers.
Jaguars.
And then
No,
Panthers.
that's what it was. Panthers 30th. Sorry. Panthers 30th, then the Browns, then the Patriots. So Panthers at 30th, Browns, Patriots, Titans, Dolphins, Panthers, Browns, Patriots. I forgot to. I had 2 P's and I just didn't. I didn't edit that. I actually had the Panthers are the worst, and then I thought, I think the Patriots are worse. Literally. So it's just
You're doing it. You're being consistent with your top 5. You're like, who would win in a matchup right now? You'll take the Panthers.
I think that I'll take Andy Dalton. They looked. I mean, they didn't look super great against the Bears, but the Bears look pretty good. Caleb Williams right now. I know that John. I looked at it, by the way, the entire time because last week he said that this is going to be a trap game for the Bears. The Bears are going to look really good. Caleb Williams is going to have a great game against the Panthers, and then we're going to start seeing some tougher matchups and the regression, which happens every year for the Bears. But yeah, I don't know, man. I do think the Panthers right now would win.
And
against
guess
the
who
Browns
allows the other team to get to score on 49% of their drives?
Panthers.
The Jaguars. Guess who the Bears have this week?
The Jags.
The Jaguars. Dude, it's funny, bro.
Hey, so Caleb might look good again.
I can't believe the Colts lost that game. They sold me so many of my parlays, man. I thought that Joe Flacco was Pittman healthy that whole game. Chat, you can answer that too if you.
I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm not sure.
We weren't watching it. We only had one game up because Dad was there, and Dad wanted just one of the games up. But dude, I thought that Flacco was just going to dice him up. I thought he was going to dice him up, and the Jaguars win that game.
Yeah.
I was sick to my stomach.
The
Brian
Jags
Thomas
are desperate.
Off.
They're desperate. Save Doug Peterson his job here for at least one more week. Dude, real quick, just let me give Caleb Williams a little credit here. Out of every quarterback that has played the Panthers so far this season, he did have the best game against them. He diced them up more than anyone else. So give him a little credit.
Him and DJ Moore seem like they're finding a rhythm.
Finally, it's about time.
That's huge, man.
Chris, hit us with the bottom 5, brother.
So 28, I have the Dolphins coming off their victory over the Patriots. They're just not fun to watch without a quarterback. 29, I have the Titans. 30th, I have the Patriots. 31st, I have the Panthers. And 32nd,
The Browns.
give me your Cleveland Browns. Dude, how many different stats do I need to show you guys?
Oh, Chris has sent some gems, dude.
How bad Deshaun Watson is. And dude, here's the worst part. The players know. Like, if you go back and watch that game, watch how Amari Cooper jogs out of a huddle. Like, he was caught on camera rolling his eyes once. Like,
he also dropped a first down pass that could have won the game a couple weeks ago.
Hey, I know he hasn't played perfect, John, but Watson is the absolute worst quarterback in the NFL and needs to be benched. And they're not benching him.
Yep.
And
well,
this is
because he has the most lucrative deal.
And here's the thing, but the players know. Dude, watch the Browns defense in the first quarter. Okay, they looked fantastic against Washington. Okay? And then as Watson does less and less and less and the game gets more out of it, dude, the defense just stops. Like, every player is just like, dude, we're not going to win with this guy.
Yeah.
It's, dude, that situation is awful, and it might cost Stefanski his job if he doesn't do something.
It should, by the way. Come on. Right? Let's hold people accountable.
He's gonna lose his job. He's putting his job on that guy. Unbelievable, dude. I would never.
Yeah, someone says he needs more massages, apparently.
Dude,
that's what it is, guys. Deshaun Watson,
you know what I would do?
He's just been banned from getting massages, and he's just got a couple.
He's just a little tight, dude.
How about this, guys?
Tight in his right arm. He can't throw like he used to. So
you ready? Okay, Browns schedule. You guys ready?
Yes.
Eagles,
loss.
Bengals,
loss.
Ravens,
loss.
Chargers, Saints,
win, maybe loss.
Steelers,
loss.
Broncos,
Yeah.
Steelers.
Bo Nix is getting better. Loss.
Chiefs,
loss.
Bengals,
loss.
Dolphins,
win probably.
Ravens,
loss. Oh my God! Can we
They're
live bet how many? Can we live bet their wins right now?
Tell me this right now. Who wins more games?
Let's go look, actually.
Ryan Tannehill, out of those remaining games, or Deshaun Watson?
I mean, obviously, anyone.
Dude,
But
why
Deshaun
does it
Watson.
like why not go get someone who said they want to finish the season for a team like Ryan Tannehill, get the trust back of your locker room instead of trotting out trash
Chris,
day in.
I think it's simple, dude. When you pay someone that much money to be your guy, you have to Chris, if it were so easy, right? How many times do we sit here and we're like, your guy that you're paying isn't playing well. You have a dog underneath him who could go out there. But dude, is it really worth sacrificing two things? Number one, you're sacrificing the confidence in your guy, benching him. Okay, that's one. You're sacrificing that if you have to put him back in 1 or 2 weeks later. And then number two, you're sacrificing, you're cutting down your own decision to pay this guy that
Your
you already
GM.
paid, right? Exactly. So now it's like, so you dude, it's like you have common sense and you sit here and you're like, I know that anyone right now could be getting us more wins.
But the locker room, man.
I understand, Chris. I agree with you.
Like
we could sit here
your
as somebody who
like,
didn't offer $350 million to Deshaun Watson. We could sit here and be like, bench him. He's freaking dog water. We could say that, but it's a little bit harder.
They should.
We have.
Their over under wins right now is set at 4.5. Same as the Panthers. So Vegas agrees. And by the way, give Jameis Winston a shot, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Jameis.
Chris, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with that. Forget Ryan Tannehill.
Put
Jameis Winston, dude. Let him sling the ball around. He's going to throw 3 picks, but he'll throw 4 touchdowns. It'll be awesome.
Sure.
And he's going to have the best he's going to have the best post-game pressers in the league. Here's my bottom 5, guys. At 28, I have the Titans. At 29, I have the Dolphins. At 30, I have the Patriots. At 31, I have the Browns. At 32, I have the Panthers.
Why would you put the Panthers underneath the Browns?
Because the
Panthers would beat the Browns every time. Panthers would beat the Browns 10 out of 10 games.
The Panthers might not win another game. And so for me, the bottom 5 is kind of like, they're all of a horse apiece.
It doesn't help.
They're in more shambles.
The Panthers actually also have a very tough schedule, which is why we all had them at the record that we had them at.
Yep. And the Browns have a decent defense. Even though they're not playing well lately, they've got a decent defense. And the Panthers they're not very good. So that's my bottom 5. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a fan of those teams, best of luck to you moving forward. And I hope that you have something to cheer for the rest of the way. Huge news this week.
Massive news.
Salah
Huge.
fired. First head coach fired this season. I think he won't be the last. I think there might be more.
First one to be escorted out. First
yeah,
coach
that was
ever.
not a classy,
ever.
Not a classy move.
I don't think ever, but definitely.
What was that stat? It was like within the last 10 years. I thought you told me this, John, while we were playing the other day. No, because it was only 2 days ago. It's not possible.
Yeah, it wasn't.
There was. I read it somewhere. It was like the first coach in 10 years, 20 years, or something to be escorted out after being fired.
It's pretty brutal to not let him talk to. I mean, like his quarterback's a veteran, so it's not like he can't handle a goodbye message to the team. It's also not his fault necessarily. I don't think he's a great head coach, but he had that defense turned around. When he took over the Jets, they were horrible, dude. They were horrific. And now they're a winning team. I don't think he has what it takes to be a head.
They weren't a winning team last year. They're not a winning team.
No, but
this
he's
year.
putting together winning teams that can win games and compete in games. And they're competing. And they're competing for first place this week, I think. If they have a huge game this week, pull it up.
The Jets right now
against the Bills.
Correct. The Jets are 2-3. They're about to be 2-4.
Yeah, they're about to be 3-3. If they beat the Bills, they're tied for first. Well, tied. They could beat the Bills, and if they do, it's 3-3.
Let's call a spade, here, dude. Aaron Rodgers doesn't look good right now. He's got weapons. He has weapons. It's not even close. Okay, he's got Lazard. Lazard's actually been playing well. He's got Wilson. He's got Breece Hall. Okay, he has weapons. All right, and his offensive line isn't horrendous. He is missing throws, and you can see it. He gets frustrated after he misses his throws. Aaron Rodgers is not on right now. We're looking at how old is he? He's 40 years old. Looking at almost a 40-year-old quarterback or a 40-year-old quarterback who missed an entire year due to an injury. Okay, and might just not have it anymore. Like literally, let's call. Listen, could he be a dog the rest of this year? 100%. Because he's been a dog and he could definitely get into a groove. But right now, it's not happening, and that's why they're losing these games. They're not putting up points. No one's doing well on their offense.
To credit his firing. I've never liked him as a head coach either. It seems like he doesn't take accountability. Especially like last year after Rodgers got hurt, he rubbed me the wrong way so often in those pressers, blaming his players and not the discipline and the coaching that he instills in them. And ultimately, who hired the offensive coordinator, guys?
Aaron Rodgers.
Him. No, it was him.
Right, but it's
So,
Aaron Rodgers'
like,
guy.
Like, I don't understand this. I feel like I would have done it before the season.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely don't understand it right now. I don't think it makes any sense. But to Ty's point, they actually don't have good receivers, and their blocking scheme is not ideal for the way Breece Hall runs the football.
They also have the least amount of motion, pre-motion.
Dude, they are calling
as well.
Yeah, dude, we call those easy button plays, Ty. So easy button plays are play action, right? Because you get the linebackers to freeze for a half second, and effective pre-snap motion, and it just is supposed to help the receivers, right? Get into space, and they don't do it.
They don't do it. And is that like an ego thing from Aaron? Like, does Aaron think he's too good for pre-snap motion? Like,
dude, LaFleur had him doing it in Green Bay when he won MVP twice. So,
had him doing it, or is Salah making them not do it?
No, he had him doing it.
Right, but we know that Aaron Rodgers doesn't take kindly to any sort of guidance from anyone.
That's the thing. That's the biggest mystery to me, is like, because what I'm saying is, like, it's not all on Rodgers if this is the coaching, but if if he is calling all the plays and Hackett's just sitting there talking to him about their lunch plans after the game, like, then it is on Rodgers, because it's awful.
Someone has to take accountability, and I personally think it's Aaron.
Well, and Wilson's not helping, man, because
Wilson is not helping.
He gets open so quick that he tends to not be where Rodgers thinks he's gonna be by the time the ball gets thrown. So, like, they're not, even though he had 22 targets or whatever it was on Sunday, like, he only had like 101 yards. That's freaking crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
There's a disconnect going on that team. It's clear, and I think I personally think it's wild to fire your head coach at 2-3 when you've kind of had some tough games.
You win this week, you're in first place.
I know.
And you fire your head coach. That's crazy.
Sean, I think that's a very valid point. That's very important to say. You're first place in your division right now if you win next week, and you just fired your head coach.
In the middle of the week, and during the preparation of this first place game.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Chris. They should have
be believed, right? On the McAfee show, he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he didn't go defend him, right? Maybe he might claim he didn't have the chance, but come on, like, if he was a huge proponent of Salah, he would never have been fired. And so it's just interesting, man. But Roger, listen, I'm with you, Ty. He looks washed. Everything you're saying, I hear. But I think
the word washed, because I think we have to respect. We have to respect someone like Aaron Rodgers. He's still in the league. I still think he can get it done. I don't like using the word washed because I get offended. Aaron Rodgers is still better than probably 50% of the quarterbacks that are playing right now, and I think that he can get into his rhythm 100%. So I don't want to use the word washed, but he's not playing well right now, and we have to call a spade a spade. He's not playing well right now, and whether he's not on the same page as wide receivers or what, he's missing throws. It doesn't look good. So, like, yep. I think there's a lot more to blame than just one person in New York right now. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's got to step up. But man, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he's washed. He needs to step up. I think he will step up. I actually think the Jets are going to compete.
I do too.
I think that it's going to be an interesting next few weeks. Chris, what do you think? Do you think Rodgers is going to be able to put it together, or are you kind of like Jets season's over?
To me, it's all about how creative they can get. We saw what Rodgers can do. Do you guys remember who was it that he just went lights out against and only had like 3 incomplete passes the whole game? Like,
Aaron went lights out?
Yeah, it was just a few weeks ago. We were talking about
not
how
against the
like
Niners, right?
Brother, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it was not against the Niners.
They beat the Patriots 24-3.
Yeah, that was it, because it was Thursday Night Football, right?
I don't think that's
yes, it was Thursday Night
I don't think that's lights out.
No, dude, he carved.
Yeah, 281 yards, 2 tutties.
118.9 rating.
Yeah,
that's good.
Dude, he freaking looked like old Aaron, right? And now these next couple games, he just doesn't look comfortable.
He threw 3 interceptions against the Vikings.
I know.
Everyone's throwing picks against the Vikings.
Come on.
Yeah,
I refuse to believe the Vikings are a good team, dude.
They're the number 1 defensive team in the league, brother.
I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers is stubborn, though, and that he doesn't change how he plays. And so I think that's going to hurt the Jets. That's what I'll say.
All right, dude.
Sure, I totally agree.
I think that they're going to be fine. I go back to Aaron Rodgers a couple of years ago in Green Bay. They had a bad start. He spelled out RELAX. They went on and crushed it the rest of the season. So I think he's fine. He just understands that it's a long season. And a lot of people in our chats right now, and sometimes us, even when we get all caught up, we forget how long the season is. Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, we could go on a run. Maybe this week, maybe in a couple weeks. Like, he knows that there's so much season to go. So we'll see.
I'm not counting him out at all.
Not counting him out at all, but it's an interesting move to fire Sloss. Should have done it before the season started. A couple more things. We have a really fun segment coming up here, but before that, what's your biggest surprise of the weekend, fellas? Before we dive into next week's games,
I got a good one. Okay,
I'm ready.
We got a problem in Buffalo. My biggest surprise of the NFL slate was the Bills' offensive performance. Okay, with how good Josh Allen started. Dude, he started the season looking like MVP, easy call. Like, and now, dude, listen to this. He goes 9 for 30 against the Texans.
Yep.
In a really important AFC showdown. Dude, without Khalil Shakir, none of his receivers were winning. His tight window throws were way up. He just didn't look comfortable, and the Bills looked awful. And like there are these moments where the end of the game was super controversial too, right? Because they went throw, and then the Texans had a little bit of time. I don't think that's as important. But how do you not run against this Texans defense?
Yeah.
Especially when you have James Cook in a critical moment. The Texans really, really struggle against the run, right? And they play nickel all the time. They've got DB. They hate their base. So they almost never have 3 linebackers on the field. So you can go big, like those big packages that the Bills love to run, like 6 O-linemen, and you can crush the run game. And they had some runs like that, but they went away from them. I just don't get it, man.
I mean,
so
let's also talk about the concussion that he also suffered. If
Oh,
you want to get into
dude.
that a little bit. Dude, I saw a guy on TikTok, and again, it's TikTok.
Wait,
random dude.
are you about Allen during the Texans game?
Yes. You didn't see those clips? You got to get on social media a little bit, dude. You got to get on TikTok
Dude,
a little bit, Chris. You got to get on sports TikTok, Chris. You'll find some.
I don't
you'll
live
find some. Chris,
on
I'm telling you.
social media.
I'm telling you, get on sports TikTok. You'll find some great little nuggies, dude.
It looked bad.
Chris, he had a severe concussion, brother. He got drilled. His head, full. It was like full force. It wasn't like he got tackled and his head went dink. His head went like into the turf. They cut away to a commercial break. He was out apparently for a minute, but they had all of the medical people were out there like over him, so you couldn't see. And then he came back out and played. Dude, it's not like they cleared him. I'm pretty sure he didn't even go to the tent, dude.
No, I think he did. I think he went to the tent and they cleared him. But that's still crazy.
I don't think they cleared him, bro. I think that they literally. I think he's
okay.
dude,
Well, now you're speculating.
Dude, he had a concussion. They didn't take him out of the game, Chris, which means that he obviously it's Josh Allen. He's a monster. I guarantee you, he was like, I'm in.
He missed one. He missed one play. He did go to the medical tent. He was cleared to go back in the game.
That doctor would lose their job.
Oh, he's gonna lose his job. He got concussed. It's not even a
Well,
question.
now it's over. So I'm with Tyler. I'm with you that it was bad. I'm with you that
he also looked awful after.
I'm with you that he
even
likely
worse than
had a
they already
concussion,
did.
but
For
now
sure.
it's over. They went to the medical tent. It's over. He's gonna play this weekend. It's over.
Okay.
I'm with
all
you
right.
though. I'm with
That
you.
was Christmas. I like that. That was a big surprise. I got a surprise for you, bro. The Niners.
What about him, dude?
Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a team right now. I am worried. Here's my I'm worried for this team. And it's
Dude, Tyler and I could
bad.
not be on different wavelengths
Chris,
this week.
I love it.
Wee woo, wee woo, woo woo, wee woo. The Niners, dude, they are 2-3 right now. And they just lost to the Arizona Cardinals that could only put up 14 points against the Commanders. Now, mind you,
Yeah, but they didn't have a
that was
kicker.
after.
That was a hangover game.
I don't care. Mind you, it was after a hangover game. Yes,
That's right.
Their kicker got hurt. Moody got hurt. I don't care. Bro, the Niners are losing winnable games. All right. And when you and it's a slippery slope. You don't have a dog like McCaffrey to take care of you. Purdy right now is not clutching up and winning these games. I think he threw 2 interceptions. I know for a fact he threw 1 interception against the Cardinals. I think it was 2. Dude, I'm just telling you right now, it's scary. It's a scary 2-3. I think it's one of the scariest 2-3s that we see, right? Because you look at other teams that you're comparing them to right now, bro. The Cowboys have a better record than the Niners, and the Cowboys look like one of the dude. The Cowboys are my bottom 10. The Cowboys look terrible. They look awful.
They have a big test this weekend. Yep.
And then somehow Dak Prescott clutched up and win that game against the Steelers. It was a miracle. It was an absolute miracle. He looked awful. This first week where their offense almost lost in the game, by the way. But yeah,
well,
I'm all over the Niners right now. I'm horrified. I know it's week 6. I know it's early, but we got Mason right now who is reclining. He's not doing. He is every single week he has done. I think worse than his previous week. His home opener. Obviously, they had what do you have 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Everyone was all over Mason. I'm just saying, dude, I'm a little scared.
The issue with Mason, man, is he hasn't caught more than 2 passes in any game, so he just doesn't offer that dual threat that CMC does. So
Yeah,
it's
which is scary.
It's tough.
Real quick, did Kareem Hunt have 0 receptions?
I think he had 2.
Did he have any
I
receptions?
Kareem
I
Hunt
don't
had
remember.
Kareem Hunt had 2. I think I had a bet for him to have over 2.5. Chat, can you guys look that up?
I'm checking right now. Hold on. Chiefs Saints box score. I asked because he had 1. He had 27 touches, 27 runs, and 1 reception. That's wild.
Kareem Hunt is a demon. He always has.
I said Kareem Hunt.
I know you. I know you did. I'm
That's
just saying
wild.
he's always been incredible. He's always been talented when he's healthy, and that's why I love him right now. It's just another incredibly smart pickup for the Chiefs, and that's why they're dogs, bro.
My biggest surprise last weekend, boys, was the Packers. Actually,
Okay.
I just still their defense looks really good. I just still don't think they look very good. It's wild. Like I kind of thought they'd beat the Rams up. In Green, it was in LA, but obviously that's like a home game for most teams. It's embarrassing how many fans are not showing up, and it's obviously the owner's fault for moving them out there and getting them out of St. Louis. But it was crazy. I walk in, so I'm finishing up the anniversary weekend, bro. I had pedicure with Jody, and I'm watching some of the game, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just like talking to you." So I got to see a bunch of it. And then I was like, babe, let's just stop at one more place and like sit down. Like I spoiled you all weekend. It was my turn to surprise her. We always take turns. And I was like, I spoiled you all weekend. Let me just go spend 30 minutes watching a little bit of football with you, having a drink right before we get home. So we stop in. I look up at the game. The only one on, I think, at the time. There were 2. And Matthew Stafford throws a pick. It's like 24-13 or something. Oh, Ty, you're muted. You're muted. Stafford throws a pick. And he's playing with nobody right now. I think Stafford's balling out. I think he's playing top 5, top 7 football right now, but he's got no one to throw the ball to. He's doing everything he can to keep him in the game. It's like 24-13, throws a pick, 4th quarter's about to start. I was like, this game's over. I know there's a lot, and I'm captain. There's a lot of ball game left. And I was like, oh, it's a pick.
That is him, chat. That's classic Bearded Blevins.
It's over. It's over. The game's over.
Think there's ever been a Sunday where you haven't texted that.
I know. It's just true. There's just always a lot of ball game left until there isn't. And so I'm looking at Jody. I'm like, oh, we'll just hang out then. Like, I don't care. So I don't even look at the game anymore. We go home. Kids are so excited to see us. They're watching the red zone. And Matthew Stafford has the ball with 2 minutes to go and a chance to win the game. I was like, what happened?
There were 2 questionable interference calls, by the way, that could have went both ways, in my opinion. And they went in the Packers' favor. But again,
in the Packers' favor?
Yes, in the Packers' favor, like they didn't get called, but Stafford still could have delivered and he could have won that game. Like the balls that he threw could have been better balls and could have been caught. But he like kind of threw it behind and like so it was like I'm pretty sure that's why they didn't get called.
I hear you, John. It would be nice. It would be nice because their defense has the highest turnover rate in the league.
They're popping off.
I think if their defense is getting 20 like a takeaway on 23% of
they have a guy who has a pick every week.
Yeah, but so like it'd be nice to see them play a complete game. But you're right. I felt like that was a surprise. Nice.
Yeah, but here's where they're at though. They're 3-2. They haven't looked like a complete team once all season, and they're 3-2. And they're right in the thick of it. If they start to play like we all know they can, LaFleur is a hell of a coach, and I think Jordan Love's he'll be just fine. It's scary stuff. So I'm surprised at how they've looked so far this season, but they're in a fine spot here at 3-2, avoiding a massive losing streak, and not only that, but winning 2 with Malik Willis, which is crazy. All right, guys, we have to do this before we go into one of my new favorite segments, Hope or Hopeless. All right, we'll go into that in a second. But Chiefs Saints recap. I want to talk about it for a second, and I'll just let you know the one thing I want to share. Just hear what you guys think. The Chiefs made it very clear from the very first possession that they wanted to have long sustained drives. You might be like, John, everyone wants to have long sustained drives, you idiot. No, like there are teams that are okay with just like the Dolphins and Tua's healthy. They're fine just going crazy and scoring as many points as possible. But sometimes, especially when you have some injuries like the Chiefs do, you want long sustained drives to keep the ball out of Derek Carr, Kamara, Olave's hands, Rashid Shaheed, who's balling out. So they show you that this is what they're going to do. Long sustained drives. What do you want to do back? You want to also have some long sustained drives. You want to make sure your defense can get rest. And on the very first 4 drives of the game, the Saints dial up 4 50-plus yard passes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure only one of them was when after they had a first down on that drive. So they're killing 3 of their 4 drives. One of them worked. Luckily, one of them worked, and they got a touchdown out of it. But they could do nothing. It felt like when the third quarter, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs got the ball back in the third quarter after halftime. And then they went on another long drive, and it's just like, oh my gosh, the Saints felt like they haven't had the ball in 20 minutes. It's crazy.
And John, that's a good point because the Saints got away from what they do really well. So they're banged up right now. When you lose multiple players on your offensive line, you kind of lose some of that cohesiveness, especially in the run game. And you could tell they kind of got away from it early. And I really hated the Saints. Early. I hated the Saints play call. Like you, John, but for a different reason. So I was watching that game really closely, and they would either hand the ball off on 1st and 10.
Yep. And
or Derek Carr would drop back. And there was never any easy buttons. Like, why not play action and look for an intermediate route over the middle instead of a 3-yard flat or a 50-yard bomb?
Yeah. And by the way, Chris, they had those. There were plays like throughout where, they were driving. And it, by the way, only happened once or twice because they were just so quick and out. Where, they had a guy that had a quick, easy 10 yards, right? A guy just wide, outside the sticks or outside the numbers, just wide open, 8 yards out, 8 yards deep, nothing crazy. Those were there 100%.
I would love the Saints to start doing play action more on 1st down. I think that they would be much more efficient because that was brutal. I will say this. They just lost Derek Carr, too. That makes me sad. They have the Bucks this weekend. But I actually am excited to watch Spencer Rattler.
Sure.
Didn't look terrible. Didn't look terrible when he got in there.
But that wasn't him.
That wasn't him?
No.
Who was that?
No, that was the other guy, and he looked awesome, dude.
He did look good.
No, that was Hayner, I think, is his name.
That wasn't Spencer?
No, that wasn't Spencer, brother. That was Jake Hayner.
Because I had it muted at that point.
I know. I don't blame you for not knowing. Especially if you're not. It was Jake Hayner, brother, and he went in there and he was throwing lasers. He did everything you want him to do, and then they put Rattler in for this week. That was Jake Hayner, brother.
Am excited. I am still excited to watch Rattler.
Rattler. What are you guys talking
about? So when Derek Carr got hurt, Jake Hayner went in the game.
Carr hurt his oblique.
Yeah, he's out for probably multiple weeks here.
Yeah,
and so Jake Hayner goes in, and he threw.
It looks bad.
On 4th down, he threw a ball that was the only place it could be thrown, and a bullet with the game on the line to his receiver. I think it was Olave who got a hand on it. It was a hard catch, but dropped it. But what a bullet. I was like, that dude just earned himself a start for next week. And then they start Spencer Rattler. And they interviewed Spencer Rattler today, and they're talking about Olave, and he just goes, when he's on the field, I'm going to get him the ball. I feel like I just have to get him the ball when he's on the field. So everyone's talking about Olave's receptions this week.
You got to get your weapons the ball, man. It's not that difficult, man.
Chris, Hayner, brother, I'm mad about it. But hey, you're right. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch Rattler and see what he does. All right, we're doing a new game. It's called Hope or Despair. When we're done with this, we'll head into this week's games.
Hope or hopeless.
I think hope. I like despair is better. It's like a better opposite word for hope, because you might want to say hopelessness or whatever. So let's go hope or despair here, guys. And we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 10 teams. 10 teams, and we're going to go through each one of them, and you guys are going to share about a 10 to 30 second take on why you're saying that the fan base should have hope or despair. Let's start with the Chicago Bears.
Is it for this season or for the future?
For the season. Just for this season.
Got it. Okay.
And if you want to make a distinction about that, like you could say the Bears are despair for the season, but hope because of Caleb Williams so far, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. But this is for this season. The Bears.
Right. I got hope. I got hope for the Bears at 3-2. I know that Caleb Williams just went up against a cheese of a defense, but he still looked good. Okay, DJ Moore looked fantastic. Guys, they are going up against a Jacksonville team that I said earlier, right, is letting teams score at a 49% clip. Right? This is a great matchup for Caleb to look good again and go and dude, they need to get to 4-2. We all know they have to play the Packers twice, the Vikings twice, and the Lions twice still. Right? So I'm going to say hope, especially if they can win in London.
All right, Ty.
I got hope for the Bears as well. I think that when it comes to especially a rookie in the league, there's nothing greater for you than confidence, right? And right now he's on the up, trending upward. He had a great game against Carolina, no interceptions. He played again his best game he's played so far, and as John said earlier in the show, the best quarterback to play against the Panthers so far in the first 5 games, going up against weak Jacksonville as well. I think that could be an easy dub. By the way, they also go up against a Washington and an Arizona, 2 more weak defenses following. So, yeah, just keeping it.
And then
light,
the Patriots, Ty.
But the Patriots have solid defense. So, but again, I think that he could be hot enough to carve him up.
Right. If he's getting his confidence.
If he's getting his confidence in, right. And again, he has the weapons. That's another thing we talked about, right? Is the Bears offense, they have weapons. Yes, the line is weak, but they have weapons to throw to. And if you can get confident and get that ball out quickly, I think we see some hope for the Bears.
It is definitely hope for the future for the Bears, but despair for the rest of the season. They listen, and I'm proud of Caleb Williams. I think he's looking fine. Obviously, their weapons are amazing. Their defense is playing really well. Dude, that offensive line is brutal. It's brutal, and they're going to get their asses kicked in the NFC North. And I'm not saying they're not going to go like 0-6. I don't think they're going to go 0-6. But look at these lines, these defensive lines that the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers have right now. I mean, they are going. The Bears. I don't know what unless Caleb Williams starts playing different and running more. I just don't see them being able to compete in the NFC North. And if they can't compete in the NFC North, they're not going to compete for a playoff spot. So this season, I think despair. But my goodness, if they can repair that offensive line next year, they're going to be super scary if Caleb Williams keeps making these steps that he's making. I think if you're a Bear fan, you should be thrilled with how it's going so far and mad at your head coach and mad that you don't have an offensive line with all those weapons out there. The New Orleans Saints, fellas, they started 2-0. I said they were going to be horrible. Less than 5 wins, I said. Chris said you're crazy. They're 2-3.
I want to start.
What's up, Chris?
Yeah, Chris, let's hear it.
I got hope. All right, I got hope. I got hope for the New Orleans Saints. Listen to this, dude. Listen to this, okay? Next 4 games, their next quarter of football, okay? They got the Bucks at home. They got the Broncos. They got the Chargers. They got the Panthers. Okay? If Radler and crew can go 2-2 in that slate and they start to get healthy again, I got hope for the New Orleans Saints.
Okay. I like that. That's a good breakdown. Ty?
Get him out. Get him out. I got him at despair. I got the Saints to despair. You're spiraling right now. You came out 2-0. You scored the most points. Scored 90 points in the first 2 weeks. You were dominating. You were hot. You were all everyone was talking about. And now you look like a shell of yourselves, a former shell, just a shadow on the wall. It's disgusting. You just lost Derek Carr. It's all over. Alvin Kamara has regressed every single week. He hasn't got a guy. I feel like he hasn't gotten a touchdown in 2 weeks. It's bad. It's awful. Wave the flags. John knew it all along. Get him out. Get him up. Despair for the Saints. GG.
The Chiefs beat the Saints.
Dodgers just got a home run, by the way. They're up 5-0. Sorry.
Ooh, baby. There it is. The Chiefs beat the Saints by almost double the amount of points that they have won every other game so far this season. I want to say that again. And Derek Carr got hurt at the very end when it didn't really matter. The Chiefs, who have looked really bad so far this season, not really, really bad. Like, they have not looked like the dominant Chiefs. Mahomes was a 15, 16, 17 ranked QB so far this season. Tons of injuries. They beat the Ravens 27-20. They beat the Bengals 26-25. They beat the Falcons 22-17. They beat the Chargers, who aren't very good, 17-10. And then they beat the Saints by almost double all those scores, 26-13. The Saints, who, like Ty said, huge offense in the first 2 weeks. It's over. Despair for the Saints. I have picked them now 2 or 3 weeks in a row after they started 2-0.
Yeah, we loved them at +5.5. And,
I
like,
got
by the way,
hammered by my chat and by everyone on social media for saying that the Saints were not going to win 5 games this year. They're going to win 5, but they do not look good. I'm going to say despair for the Saints. They're in trouble.
love that.
I'm wondering if any of us are going to say something different here. The Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals.
Chris's Joe Burrow-led Bengals.
My team.
You love Joe.
I love Joe, dude.
I got hope for the Bengals.
Oh,
Tyler starting
Dude,
this.
we got hope. Joe Burrow right now is statistically he's like one of the top quarterbacks right now. He's playing well. It seems like he's getting hot with Jamar Chase. He's finding his flow, and I know they just lost a very close game to the Ravens. They could have won, and I think that we have to look at that as just the progression of their team right now. They're getting better. Yes, they missed a kick. They could have won that game. Their kick got blocked. And they should have won that game, right? They should they should have won that game. I think the Ravens are frauds right now, personally, even though I still have them in top 5. I do. I think they have one of the worst defenses in the league, and like their offense, in my opinion, doesn't look that phenomenal unless Derrick Henry is running all over somebody or Lamar Jackson is scrambling. Right? That's it. That's literally it. And of course, someone's going to get open after 20 seconds of running around, Chris. That's what happens. Look what happens when Patrick Mahomes scrambles. Someone's open.
I didn't even say anything.
I know. I can read your mind, though, right? I can read your mind. Someone is open after 20 seconds of running around. So, yes, Lamar Jackson is hands down one of the best athletes in the entire NFL, but I don't care. I think the Ravens are overhyped. Anyways, I don't even know why I said that. We're talking about
The Bengals.
the Bengals. I think
No, Ty, I love that, Ty. I love that take. I got despair for the Bengals.
Dang,
Okay,
wow.
the Cincinnati Bengals are cooked. They're cooked, dude. Listen to this. Okay, Ty, how about this? The Ravens have the highest success rate in the NFL on rushes. 51% of their rushes are successful. That's amazing. By the way, the Lions have the highest passing success rate at 53.4%. So the Ravens. So the Ravens are the most successful rushing team, right? Their rushes generate the most yards, depending on the yards to gain, whatever. That's what success rate is. Okay. The Bengals are giving up that and more. They're giving up 53% success rate against opposing teams, running the football. Their defense. So another way to say that, Tyler, is every single team looks like the Ravens against the Bengals. Their defense is terrible. You can run all over them. They're not getting pressure. Just pick the ways. They're done. Burrow's going to have to play like that just to stay in every game. And don't get me wrong. I love it. I love Higgins. Like this might be one of those teams, guys, this year where they pop off in fantasy. Like the Bengals win you your fantasy championship because their offense is always on the field. Like, I think they're done. Despair. All right, I'm out. That's my take.
I've got a P.O. box, and it's one of my favorite things in the world. People get to send me like the coolest stuff ever, and people are wildly generous with it. And somebody actually sent me my very first ever Cincinnati Bengals memorabilia. And I'd like to share it here before I share my take on whether or not they should have hope or despair.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's a trash can.
I mean, this is unbelievable stuff, dude. Absolute despair. The season is over. It's done. And Joe Burrow never should have dyed his hair.
God.
It's unbelievable. It's bad.
It. I don't
And I know that there's a lot of time left. Like, it's crazy to say must win in week 6. But this is, if they lose to the Giants, it's over. It's over. If they lose in prime time to the Giants.
You know what he just did to me, Ty? I was hoping he got one of those cool striped towels, and I was gonna steal it.
I thought he had something.
Now I'm just sad.
Dude, it's a huge game. They play what? Sunday night football in New York, coming off a team that just beat a good Seahawks team.
Yeah, but they're gonna be tough. That was a tough game. I almost think there's gonna be a little bit of
win.
It is a must win. I think there's gonna be a little bit of a Seahawks hangover, a mini one for the Giants. I think the Giants played the hardest they've played all year to win that game. So I see a pretty big regression against the Bengals personally. But who knows? Maybe they come out and they dominate even more. I don't know.
Hey, that defense, Tracy, dude. Tracy looked good. You're telling me he can't get some huge rushes off this Bengals defense, dude.
Have fun. Hopefully Neighbors is back as well and ready to go. Guys, the Jacksonville Jaguars, hope or despair?
I still have despair. I'll just throw
Yeah.
I'll just, despair. I mean, they barely beat the Colts.
And they're even more hurt now.
Yeah.
If
Like
they lose
some
to
of
the
their best
Bears, their
players.
season's over. I say I have despair.
Yeah, despair on the Jags.
All right.
Not much to say.
How about the Dallas Cowboys?
This is where Ty and I, Ty, you go, because we got another huge contradiction.
I'll go massive despair. It's all over. Micah Parsons, high ankle sprain. I don't even know if he's going to play against us this week. Just when you need Dak Prescott to perform on offense, and yes, they won that game, but he regressed this week, and it was his first week of regression where he threw multiple interceptions. He looked terrible, bad throws. Their defense is not going to win them games, at least not until their starters come back. Their stars come back because they have a lot of stars missing. They're very weak on defense, and now their offense isn't dominating. And yes, they beat a terrible Steelers team, in my opinion. That obviously Steelers, yes, one of the best, again, top 5 defense right now statistically. But Justin Fields underperforming on offense, sure. Like at the end of the day, like their offense isn't doing anything special, and they should have beat the Cowboys. I don't know how they literally gave that game away to the Cowboys. It's stunning to me. I'm worried. And if this game is even close this week, and quote me, chat, if this game is even close this week, I might have to just stop being a Lions fan. The Lions are coming off of a bye week. We look incredible. We just beat an incredible Seahawks team, right? They looked phenomenal. 3-1, gave them their second loss. And now
We gave them their first loss.
Gave them their first loss?
They just lost their second loss, yep, to the Giants.
Gave them their first loss, and now we're going up against a butchered Dallas Cowboys team coming off of a short week. I don't care if Dallas is home. If we don't crush them by 30, then we're not even making it to the playoffs. We don't deserve to make it to the playoffs if we don't throw them in the trash this week, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Chris?
I have hope for the Dallas Cowboys.
Boo!
I don't think they beat the Lions this weekend. Okay, but I think it's closer than Tyler thinks it's going to be. Dak Prescott, I think, was at like a 33% tight window rate against the Steelers, which was his lowest of the season. They're doing more to get players open, and they're like forcing CD more into the X role. So CD doesn't get to eat as much, but it makes it easier for the worst receivers on that team, like Tolbert. He has more efficient matchups, and they can kind of get going down the field. That helped Dak out, so he didn't have to make tight window throws. Dude, if you look at some of his other games, I think he was at like 11, 13%. Like he was just flinging tight window throws. So Dowdle looked competent, so they had a run game. Again, I don't like this matchup against Detroit this weekend, but I think there's definitely hope, especially when some of their studs on defense come back.
With you, Tyler, despair. There is zero reason to think that my hot take a couple of weeks ago is still not going to come true. Mike McCarthy will be fired before Thanksgiving.
That's wild. That's a wild
they will
take.
they will
Holy
lose.
clip this, dude.
They will lose to the Lions. They will lose to San Francisco. They will lose to the Falcons. They will lose to the Eagles. They will lose to the Texans. And if McCarthy makes it to Thanksgiving, they might lose to the Commanders. They might not win a game until December. And here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. I'm serious. Like, they're not. If I'm with you, Ty, I'm not going to give up on the Lions season if they lose this game. It's any given Sunday.
I will.
But our offensive line should bully this team, dude. Bully them. The fact that they just somehow won a game with 3 turnovers and a blocked field goal is insane. The Steelers do not look good. We're going to talk about them soon. So I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. Their season's over. Despair for Cowboy fans.
This is going to be the hottest clip ever on Old Takes Exposed.
If we lose,
I'm gonna tell you right now, Ty.
I'll cry, bro.
If we lose to the Dallas Cowboys this weekend, I will run a marathon before the season's over. I'm dead serious. I will run a marathon before the season's over.
You can walk it.
I'll run it.
You can walk a marathon. You can walk a marathon.
I'll jog it.
No.
I'm serious, bro. That's how confident I am. All right.
No, I listen. You guys know Tim's a huge Dallas fan. I watch your games a lot. I pay attention to him, man. I don't know, man. Yes, I do.
It's a revenge game too, by the way.
Their
Like
defense
after
has been
last year,
losing. Every loss they've had, it's their defense, not their offense. And now their offense doesn't look that great. So now that's why I have them in despair, Chris. You might think that Dak's gonna have a bounce back game. I don't. I think he's gonna get sacked at least 3 times against us. I think Aiden Hutchinson is going to
He's
literally
gonna
he's gonna get a fumble. He's gonna get a forced fumble. I can see it. That he's gonna do his little spin move, and Dak's gonna be like, Dak's just gonna be, and then Aiden, woo, just gonna paw him from behind, easy fumble. He's gonna scoop it up himself, score a touchdown. I might bet on that.
Hi, I wasn't doing like my take on the Cowboys had nothing to do with this weekend. It had nothing to do with this weekend.
Interesting.
I love the Lions this weekend. I think that there's hope in the future for the Cowboys. That's all I was saying.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's fair.
Bring it, dude. Bring it.
That's fair.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Hope or despair?
I have to say middle. I can't say one or the other, because again, at the end of the day, I think their defense, they're in the kind of the Bears position where I think their defense can bail them out of games.
You got to pick one, dude. So then you're saying hope.
I can't. I'll say hope. I think that you have a higher chance of their offense. You know, you got weapons. You have Pickens. You have Najee. Like, you have Freiermuth.
Dude, that breakdown Warren Sharp did on Pickens.
I still even without Pickens, Freiermuth and Najee, like, dude, and when Justin Fields, Justin Fields is in the realm of Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, where he can extend plays because he's an athlete and people can get open. And I think that if he can get a couple of touchdowns a game, 1 or 2 touchdowns, and make, on offense, and their defense can, also maybe perform their special teams, like, I think that the Steelers again will be, a playoff material. So I think I think hope, for sure. Always. There's always hope if you're a Steelers fan.
So just to have a take, because I'm lukewarm on this one, John. Like if this is despair and this is hope, I
love
right
how you and
here.
Tyler are right where Mike Tomlin has been the last 10 years. Just right in the middle. Right in the middle.
And that's what I'm saying. John, that's what I literally have written down. Literally in my notes. Okay, ready? Here's what it says.
That's great.
It says despair. How do the Steelers always end up just looking like the same team?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Oh my
I think
God,
Pickens,
that's good, bro.
dude, Pickens is out here going for a jog on his routes. Like, dude, I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm gonna say despair. They're not doing anything this season. Like, not anything fun.
For 2 straight years, I have had a dozen Steeler fans in my chat that are here every single day. And a couple of them, for 2 straight years, have been spamming Fire Tomlin in my chat every day. And so finally, recently, I brought one of my buddies on. Smart guy, good job, a little bit older than me, runs marathons like crazy, loves the Steelers, been a Steelers fan his whole life. And he likes Tomlin as a guy. And he understands players like him because he's a player's coach. And he broke it down in the craziest way I've ever heard. And he asked me one simple question at the end of our conversation. And I've been defending Mike Tomlin for 2 years. He's going to be a Hall of Fame coach regardless of what I think about him. Where's Mike Tomlin's coaching tree? He doesn't have one. He does not have a coaching tree. He's been coaching the Steelers for over a decade, and he doesn't have a tree. No one is successful when they leave Mike Tomlin. He just is average every single year. Hasn't won a Super Bowl in forever. Hasn't won a playoff game in forever.
You could say something very similar about Belichick, right?
No, Belichick has a huge coaching career, a coaching tree. They get hired. They don't necessarily do well, but they at least go out and get jobs. Tomlin
don't do well.
Tomlin doesn't even get his coaching staff jobs, brother. I'm on the Fire Tomlin train and despair for the Steelers. I'll say it.
Yankees win, by the way. Yankees win. And Daddy wins $7,700.
Hey, GG's.
Sorry, go Yankees. And the Dodgers are still up 5-0, by the way.
GG's, Ty. Congratulations on that. And I just want to say, like, what really cemented this take on Mike Tomlin for me is his interview the other day about George Pickens. Did you hear it?
No.
Why isn't George Pickens playing more? Oh, we really try to limit his snaps. We're trying to limit his snaps for his so that when he's out there, he can have even more effective plays. You imagine like the Seahawks coach saying that about DK Metcalf, the Lions saying that about St. Brown. You imagine? Oh, we're just trying to limit his snaps.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't make any sense, my dude.
It does when you watch him play.
Well, he's
'Cause
just not that
he's
good.
Maybe he's just terrible.
Maybe he's just maybe he's just protecting the narrative. Like so he's saying that to the media, but in reality, Pickens isn't playing as much because when Pickens runs routes, he's jogging.
Mike Tomlin wanted to bring in Russell Wilson. The GM says, nah, Justin Fields. Who's starting? Justin Fields. Wild stuff. Okay, I'm done with the conspiracy. Despair for the Steelers. We have a couple more here in the beginning of next week. How about the Rams, guys? Is it just why even bring it up?
Yeah, hopeless in my heart
no.
because no, they're done. That division is too good. They're 1-4. It's over.
Too many injuries, dude. Trade Stafford to the Dolphins. Let the Dolphins have some fun this season.
I feel so bad for Stafford.
I would love for Stafford to get traded. That's all I'm saying.
The Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's
Hope or
I still think
despair?
it's hope. I think despair. still.
Despair, but they're fun.
Yeah,
They're fun to watch. Malik
agree.
is so fun to watch.
I don't know about fun to watch at all.
You don't like watching Malik Neighbors?
No. I don't think that because Daniel Dimes is throwing to him, dude.
Danny's doing fine.
No.
He was rusty to start
Chris,
the season.
I want to see Danny Dimes. You want to talk about fun? I want to see Danny Dimes put up 45 points ever this year, and then I'll start thinking the Giants
They
are
might
fun.
do it against this Bengals defense.
Then give me the Giants, dude.
Dude, I'm kind of on the Giants in a big way this week, and I'm going to say I have hope for the Giants.
They're 2-1 away, by the way.
And here's why I have hope. They have the Bengals on national television here this Sunday night. Then they have a home game against the Eagles, who don't look great. Then they play at the Steelers primetime again, and then they play against the Commanders. So like if they can win 3 of those 4 games somehow, all of a sudden 2 of them are in the division. I have a little bit of hope, dude. Danny Dimes.
The NFC East is too talented this year. So I say my Giants take would be despair.
Yeah, I'm going to say hope, and I think they're fun to watch. And I think Danny Dimes is proving that he is not as bad as people think. All right, how about those San Francisco 49ers, dude? Hope or despair?
Another argument for Tyler and I.
Yeah, dude. I got him at depression, not despair, bro.
Worse than despair.
I can't get out of bed to watch a Niners game. Brock Purdy
Playing well.
still playing well, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm sickened to see them lose to the Cardinals for what they beat us last year. Dude, they were in the Super Bowl. And the teams that they're losing to this year without CMC, I think it just goes to show. And without 100% Deebo Samuel, by the way. Deebo Samuel's been kind of like on and off, right? He's missed a couple games. He's been healthy recently. Dude, it just seems like they just rely on 2 guys when it's CMC and Deebo. And if they aren't both on that field and both healthy, this is potentially the Niners that we get. So I'm worried. I got him at I'm kidding. I got him at despair. Obviously not depression. But they could also be just fine as well. They're so well coached. Their defense has proven that they can come up with big plays. And Kittle's having a year. Kittle's having a really good year, really good season so far. So I still am at despair though.
Chris, I'm gonna let you go last.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have despair for the Niners, dude, and that's no disrespect. They kicked our ass to come back last year and win that game and go to the Super Bowl. They might have the hardest schedule left. They play the Seahawks at Seattle, then they play the Chiefs, then the Cowboys, who I think they can win, then the Bucks, then the Seahawks, then the Packers, the Bills, the Bears, who aren't a freebie. The Rams might be their only guaranteed win if Tua's back. The Dolphins aren't guaranteed at Miami, and then they have the Lions and the Cardinals, bro. 2 gimmies on the whole schedule. Yeah. Playing hurt. I'm gonna say despair, and it's wild to me. It's just that Super Bowl hangover is a real thing, apparently. Chris, care to give him some hope?
Yeah, I got some hope for the 49ers. I think they desperately need more creativity in the red zone, and part of that is I think they need CMC back. Okay, so the stat I got for this one
is might not come back all year.
I know their red zone efficiency is the lowest in the NFL. Their red zone percentage, the amount of drives that end in the red zone, is the highest in the NFL.
Yep.
So they're getting there. They're just not scoring touchdowns. And now Moody's out, so they're getting there and they're not scoring anything. They're not getting field goals, right? So that was a huge blow. I think that's one of the main reasons they lost to Arizona, because they were playing differently. But they've got to get more creative with Debo and Ayuk and Kittle in the red zone, because Mason isn't that pass catching back that gives them that versatility to just do that one more thing, right? So, like, I think it's a CMC problem. That's what this red zone problem is to me. But I got hope for them, even though they have such a tough schedule. They're such a good team.
Yeah, they are.
I agree.
It's just that schedule is nutty, dude. All right, how about the Jets? Jets, Jets. Last one. We're gonna start looking at next week's games.
Yeah, I still got the Jets at the spare. I have to, because I gotta just believe in what I see, right? We gotta be confident. I want to ride the middle. Okay, I'm not just gonna sit here and ride the middle and be comfortable. The Jets look awful. The Jets look terrible. We sit here and we think that it's Aaron Rodgers. He's fully healthy. He's got his dogs. He's got Breece Hall. We're gonna, oh my God, right? One of the best quarterbacks of all time statistically, and they look terrible. They look absolutely terrible. 3 interceptions against the Vikings. I don't care if the Vikings are one of the best defenses right now. You're Aaron Rodgers, bro.
One of them, that pick 6 was an awful play by him.
Dude,
Because it was a hot route. It was a hot route, and Van Winkle literally, his job is to look like he's gonna blitz and drop right into the hot route.
Yeah.
And Rodgers is so good, he should know exactly where Van Winkle's gonna sit, and he just threw it right to him.
Yep.
Like, that one was unexcusable.
And that's why I'm dude. It's so many different aspects, and I'll let you guys maybe go into it more. But there were just it's not just Aaron. It's so many things about the Jets, top to bottom, that has me just worried about them. So I'm just gonna put him at despair right now, until Aaron Rodgers wakes the up, which, by the way, could happen whenever.
Yeah, I got him at despair too. I just think they need to change so much, and the head coach wasn't one of the things that, like, was the worst problem. So, and don't get me wrong, I don't think he's a great coach, but I don't know. I think they have a lot of problems. So, play calling being the main one.
I'm gonna say hope. Hope for the Aaron Rod. Listen, I've just been burned too many times. I am not going to give up on Aaron, and I don't love Aaron Rodgers, by the way, guys. Like, he's a great football player, one of the best throwers of the football I've ever seen. I'm not like a huge.
Why don't you show everyone that headshot you have on your nightstand?
Hey now, that's my Helga little Hey Arnold statue. That's just for me. Okay, that's just for me. I'm not a huge like Aaron Rodgers truther or anything like that. I just as a Lions fan, I've been burned too many times. The Jets are plus 114 at home, plus 2.5 this week in a first place game against the Bills. The Bills haven't looked good the last 2 weeks. I think the Jets can win this game. All of a sudden, they're in first place. So I'm going to say,
I don't think it's going to be
if you're playing for first place in week 6, I say there's hope, my friends. Let's see it. Until Aaron Rodgers is not in the playoffs after a full season, then I will start to think that maybe he is done.
I agree, but I still also have to go with my gut, which is just how things are playing out, which is why I said.
I love it.
Of course, it's Aaron Rodgers. There's always hope.
Let's get into our predictions.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get some W's in the chat. I went 9-5 this week. Ty went 8-6. Chris, what were you?
I didn't check.
You got to post your results, buddy. This is a big deal, Chris. This is a professional operation, brother.
All right, here, let me check. I'm checking right now. I was.
It's in there.
8-5, or 8-6.
Chris was 7-7, so I won again.
Giants with me.
I won again.
Okay,
I'm not surprised.
It's not a competition. It's not a competition.
It is a competition. It is a competition, and I'm winning. So that's what we're doing. And listen, I'm going to win again. We're going to go through not every game because we don't have time, but we're going to go through a lot of the big ones and just give our takes on them. Chris, if you have nuggets, of course, you always have time for that. And then we're going to make a Thursday night football parlay that's going to hit. So we hit 2 of 3 this past week.
Ooh.
Chris's cute leg did not hit. Algier, they just never gave him the ball when he was in. Unfortunately, they had one big run called back, and then Chris and Tyler hit their Sunday morning. No, you guys hit your the Sunday overall over under spread parlay, and the Saints, who were my pick, blew it. So we're getting close. Now I want to say, since it's not this stream in particular is not a sponsored stream. This is not gambling advice, but at least I know I'm allowed to say this since it's not being a sponsored stream right now. One smart thing you could do if you are going to tail the 3 of us is to separate them. And Chris will love this because this is kind of what he does sometimes. you can separate the 3 picks and put a unit on each one or half a unit on each pick. And then you can put a quarter of a unit or a half a unit on the parlay. And if two of the 3 hit, you're going to be up. You're going to be winning.
Yes.
And so don't just be chasing parlays. It's never the way to bet. Hashtag not gambling advice, but we'll have some
Ladies and
fun.
gentlemen, most sports books, 85% of their winnings every month, 85% are from parlays, from parlay losses. So parlays are not the way to make your money.
I love Tyler. Hey, 85% of your losses are on parlays. Okay.
I also just won.
But guess what?
Hey,
Tyler, immediately when the camera's off, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
100%, dude.
Be smart, bet responsibly, set a limit, and bet within your means. That's what we always say.
I know. You're just funny. I love you, Tyler.
100%. Okay, JB, going into this, I've been getting poked by Debris in my chat all night. I have to read you guys these stats.
Go ahead.
Okay, you guys ready for this?
Please.
Because we're coming up with a Thursday night parlay. We're going up through obviously multiple games. The San Francisco 49ers versus Seattle. Deebo Samuel stats. Are you ready for this?
Dang it, dude. That's my nugget.
Don't.
It, Chris. I have it written down.
I even put it in my journal.
Fine. I won't say, okay, I'll just say 1 year. Then Deebo Samuel in 2023 had 7 receptions, 9 targets, 149 yards, and 1 touchdown. And he tends to trend like that. Sorry, Chris, I don't want to steal the rest of your stats, but
that's my whole take, dude.
I might as well keep going. Screw it. Deebo Samuel, the last two times, 7 for 9 again, 79 yards, averaged 11 yards a catch, 15 rushing yards. The next time, five receptions, 44 yards. This is probably his worst he did. 53 rushing yards, 44 passing yards. The next game in 2021, eight receptions, 13 targets, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then he went 5 receptions, 102 yards. The year before that, 8 receptions, 112 yards. So we're liking Deebo statistically against the Seahawks here.
I like it. So Niners at Seahawks. Niners are road favorites, -3.5. Over under is 49.5. Tyler loves Deebo Samuel. It sounds like Chris does too. We're not doing our parlay. We're not doing our parlay until the end. So just general thoughts on this game.
Oh, give me the go, Chris.
Yeah, give me the Niners.
No, give me the Seahawks.
Give me the Niners. They're away, I know, and I know Moody's out, but this Seattle's defense is so banged up that the efficiency of the 49ers, I think they're going to tear them up. I think Kittle's going to eat. I think Ayuk's going to eat. I think Debo's going to eat. So Tyler's stats are a little misleading. So here's what I've got. So I have a love me a Debo game with Purdy. So with Brock Purdy as his quarterback, he was 6'1", 33 for 1, 7 for 79, and then 7 for 149, a tutty, and had 2 rushing touchdowns in those 3 games as well. So he just does really well with Brock Purdy. This defense is in shambles. I think they find ways to get Debo the ball, and I think they win.
Injury report, Ty. Injury report right now.
Care.
Byron Murphy II, defensive tackle for the Seahawks, out.
Don't care.
Woolen, starting corner, out.
Don't care.
Safety, Julian Love, starting safety, questionable. Uchenna Nwosu, I think I got that right. Linebacker, out. Derek Hall, linebacker, questionable. Boy, I'm not even going to try the last name. Linebacker, questionable.
Don't care. Hear me out.
Ty does not care.
Listen to me. Unless the Niners run all over the Seahawks and Jordan Love.
Mason,
thank you, has a game. I see, Chris, you paved this for us, dude. You paved this easy +155 win for us right now. The Niners have the worst. They're getting in the red zone and they're not scoring touchdowns. And now they're away going up against one of the best 12 team or 12 players.
12th man,
12th man. Hard to get wins in Seattle. They can't score in the red zone, and they just lost their kicker. Bro, I am all over the Seahawks. All over the Seahawks, and I love +3.5. You give me a field goal that we know they aren't going to be kicking. I love the Seahawks here, bro.
They do
I don't
have
care.
another kicker.
Metcalf,
Yeah, they
I don't
they
care.
signed someone else.
Metcalf is gonna freaking
Listen,
eat.
I love it. Clip it, ship it. If that happens, GG's. I picked the Seahawks for very similar reasons before the show, and then I saw that tweet with all those injuries on that defense, and now it just feels like a perfect recipe for the Niners to get back on track. So I'm not touching the spread. I don't think. I like the Niners money line, and I think they win that game.
Nope.
Let's go to Sunday morning. London, Jaguars at the Bears. The Jaguars are unbelievable in London, by the way. Do you guys happen to have their record memorized, Chris?
In London? No, I don't.
Their record in London is 6-5, which is a winning record, by the way. And 2-0, 2-0 in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And this is the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears have only faced off 8 times since 1995 when the Jaguars came into the league.
Okay.
And real quick, the Jags are dogs. It is Bears -2 over under 44.5. What do you guys think?
Love that. Give me the Bears easily.
Dobbers.
Give me another progression game for Caleb Williams personally, as well. Again, I think here, and I think this is actually, hear me out. This is wild to me that somehow, like, they're only -125. The Bears defense,
I see -135 for what it's worth.
Yeah, I just think, Oh, it must be changing. I just see Jacksonville getting, I don't know, just dominated. So I see him getting dominated.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I have the Bears in this one, but
Okay.
it has the potential to be really spicy because you guys. So you know already how many points Jacksonville's giving up, right? We already mentioned that. But listen to this. Okay, the Bears play the most cover 3 defense of any team in the NFL right now. Okay, guess who the best wide receiver is against cover 3?
Oh boy,
It's Brian Thomas. So, dude, again, obviously, the Bears defense has not been kind to wide receivers this year, and they are better than most of the teams that Brian Thomas has seen. So take that with a grain of salt. But I don't know. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch. Like, I'm actually excited.
I do think this is going to be.
It's funny you say that it's gonna be a fun game because somebody in my chat goes, "Take the under and sleep in." I'm kind of with them, to be honest. 44 and a half.
I'm gonna have a Bud Light in my hand, bro, and
I'm really excited for this game. I'm really excited for it. I think it'll be fun.
8:30 in the morning. I'm gonna be hammered.
I've got the Bears winning. I kind of love them -2 actually. Like, I might even tease that and go -3.
Right. So we're all on the Bears.
Or 4.
I hate when we're all on the same team.
Yeah, we're all on the Bears. So last time that happened, we lost. We were all in Tampa Bay and they lost. And they should have won that game. That was
They
embarrassing.
should have won that game. Yes.
We didn't even talk about that, but here we go. Commanders at Ravens, dude. The Ravens are 6.5-point favorites against a 4-1 team. That is
Commanders
wild.
Commanders money line here, bro. Let me tell you what I love right here, bro.
All right.
Hey guys, is 6.5 a lot of points?
It's a lot of points.
It is.
a lot
By
of
the way,
points.
our dad brought up a very good plus 6.5 point or plus 6 point favorites right now are 16-2. He said, sorry, I think that stat was roughly right. 16-2 right now in covering, right? And I think even I think they're 8-8 or something like that, 8-10 or 10-8 and winning. They'll win when they're plus 6 point favorites. So shout out to Papa Blevins coming out with that stat going into week 4, coming into week 5 now. By the way, that hit with the Cardinals and the Giants. Giants won and the Cardinals won, and they were both 6 points, I think, roughly. So
I've got a stat for you, Ty. Before you make your pick, I got a stat for you too, real quick. Lamar Jackson 21-1 versus the NFC in his career.
I understand that, John.
Okay.
I understand that. But
Is that pretty good?
Really, it is. I don't know, man. I just look at I look at a very tough game they come up. Like let's start looking at. We're talking about the Lions hangover, and that's, by the way, why I think that Seattle, is going to win. I don't think the Giants played Seattle hard. Seattle almost kind of looked like they weren't even like Geno looked like he wasn't even trying.
They had guys come out and say that they did not take that game seriously enough.
100%.
So that was said.
We're looking at a Bucks bounce back game like they did against the Eagles when they lost the Broncos, and I think we're looking at a bounce back game from the Seahawks, and the Niners played tough against those Cardinals. That was a tough game. It was a tough loss. That's why I also think that they're not going to bounce back against the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are. That's why I like them a lot. And going against the Commanders, that was a close game. That Bengals Ravens game, super close. It was super competitive, and I can easily see the Commanders dominated last week with ease. I can see them winning. I can see them winning this game. I love them at +6.5. And I think have some respect, right? The Ravens defense is not phenomenal.
Can I poop on Tyler's party?
Dude, crush.
Do it, dude.
Here we go.
Okay. So first off,
oh God,
nobody had this game circled in the preseason. Everyone was just like Ravens by 1 million, and now it is becoming. Listen to this. These two teams average. The Ravens scores have averaged 54.6 total points a game. That is second in the NFL. The Washington Commanders average 54 total points scored every game
with the team they're facing.
Both teams.
Yeah.
So no, both teams combined for that many. So these are the top three teams, in that category.
Jay Daniels didn't even play the fourth quarter. Sorry.
But here's the biggest difference for me. Okay, the Ravens are really, really strong against the run, and the Commanders are really, really good against. Sorry. The Commanders are strong running, and the Ravens are strong against the run. The Ravens are really, really good at running too, and the Commanders are awful at stopping the run. So you have one strength going up against a strength in like the Ravens run defense against Eckler and Robinson, and then you've got one strength going up against a weakness. Oh, also the Ravens are the highest success rate on rushing plays. So I think that they can keep Jaden Daniels in that offense on the bench. Give me the Ravens to win this game. I still think Daniels makes it interesting, but I like the Ravens.
This game feels exactly like the Saints Chiefs game to me, except the Saints obviously had lost 2 games and weren't as hot as the Commanders are looking right now. Like you look at the Chiefs, you're like, how are they 5.5 point favorites against the Saints? Like they've almost beaten no one by 5. Like what? And you're like, man, the Ravens 6.5 point favorites, and I'm kind of like, yeah, Ravens will probably just do what the Chiefs just did. They'll probably just go win by a bunch. I like the Ravens -6.5. I do, and I might not touch it. I might throw in a parlay.
What's your reasoning?
My reasoning is very simple, Chris, and that's that the Commanders haven't really done much yet. Again, like welcome to the NFL, bud. Welcome to the NFL against the Ravens. It's going to be, if they can make it close, and I don't even mean win. If they win, it'll be unbelievable. If they make it close, I'll be surprised. Let's look real quick. Let's look at the Commanders' schedule and what they've done. Obviously, it was a big win against the Bengals, 38-33 early in the season. They beat the Giants by 3. They smacked the Cardinals. They smacked a really bad Browns team. I just think I think they're going to lose, but then they play like 3 or 4 winnable games in a row. So I think the Commanders have a massive chance to win the NFC East. I just think that they lose 22-1. What is Lamar? 21-1? I think he'll be 22-1 after this one.
Against the NFC.
Against the NFC. That is correct. Tyler, I love the money line play though for you. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, bro, like if I'm looking at just those games that we talked about, like Seahawks, Chicago, Commanders, and this is wild. It's plus 1,400. Those 3 teams money line. Like throw $10 for 150. And if you don't like the Commanders straight up, take them at +6. Again, I don't know. I believe in Washington, but also we all know that the Ravens and Lamar Jackson's record against NFC teams is he just dominates them, right? Like our team was a Super Bowl team last year, guys. Chat, for those of you who don't know, and I put $5,000 on the Lions to beat the Ravens last year, and the Ravens beat us like 41-10. It was the most embarrassing game of our career, and definitely of the season. So they definitely could probably do that against the Commanders, and they might. But also, Jared Goff is arguably one of the least mobile quarterbacks in the entire game, in the entire NFL, and Jane Daniels isn't. So I really like to. I hopefully, like, if they're being coached up to win this game, Chris, they're being coached up to know that the run game is going to be something that, yes, they will need to rely on eventually, but I think they're going to have to get creative in the passing game, and I think they will.
Him having positive EPA scrambles will be, if they win that game, that'll be why.
Yep.
because I don't think that Robinson and Eckler are going to get those explosive. I think they'll do okay, but they're not going to get those explosive runs that they've been getting.
Sure.
Yep. Let's go to Bucks at Saints. The Saints obviously starting Spencer Rattler, plus 142 money line. Saints plus 3.5. They are home dogs. Tampa Bay minus 3.5. Over under 41.5. Kind of a low over under.
I hate this game. I'm not excited for this. Like, I'm excited to watch Rattler, but
I mean, Baker.
The
should
Bucks are
dominate,
the
right?
Bucks are just gonna win.
Yeah.
it feels like the Saints. It feels like a game that like the Saints defense could keep close, and if Rattler just doesn't turn the ball over, something crazy could happen in the final drive.
What makes you think the Saints, like the Bucks offense looks better than the Chiefs offense right now? What makes you think the Saints can do anything against them that they didn't do against the Chiefs?
Like just the way they played against the Broncos and the Falcons.
But dude, how about the Bucks just now? I mean, they should have won that game. The Bucks should have absolutely won that game against the Falcons, and they tore them up on offense.
The Saints defense is 1,000 times better than the Falcons defense.
And they lost to the Falcons.
I know. I don't think it's gonna as long as they're the QB play. Yeah, Bucks.
I love the Bucks minus 3.5 here.
Yeah, me too.
Like-
If you're trying to min-max odds here, I mean, tease it down to 2.5, right? Make it a field goal because I don't like 3.5 ever. Tease down to 2.5, you'll probably still get like minus 110, minus 125.
I mean, dude,
yeah, Bucks.
you're telling me I can get Bucks plus 3.5, Colts plus 2.5 against the Titans, and Steelers minus 3 against the Raiders? You're telling me I can do all that together in one?
I think that they're.
Well,
I really do think
Colts,
that this week.
the Colts might not have Pittman, Josh
Don't care.
Downs, Jonathan Taylor. Okay.
It's the Titans.
It's the Titans, dude.
Yeah.
They're bad. So we're all on Bucks minus 3.5.
I am on Bucks minus 3.5.
I like the Bucks to win. I'm not gonna take the spread.
All right. Cardinals at Packers.
Dude.
Cardinals plus 5.
This game is gonna be. Might be my favorite game in the noon slate.
I'm with you. I can't wait to watch this.
Because Kyler Murray, dude, this to me, this is the hardest game to pick this week.
I think that I hear me out. If I'm gonna bet on this game, I don't like minus 250 Green Bay money line. I don't like, it's awful, terrible odds. I like plus 200 for Arizona. Arizona can win. Arizona can win these types of games.
They can absolutely win.
They can absolutely win this game. They're coming off two questionable games, right? They're due for a bounce back. Kyler Murray is still that dog.
I mean, they just beat the 49ers.
I'm sorry, you know what I mean. By the way, that game was, again, we talked about this. That game was definitely given to them by Moody being hurt. I don't know. I could see it. I could see Arizona coming in hot. Green Bay had a terrible first half. Jordan did not look good. Jordan Love didn't look good. I tweeted out. It was awful. Everyone made fun of me when they came back and won. I said, bench Jordan Love. You're welcome. I don't know. I also believe that, Ben Kurt tweets all the time about Green Bay, and what happened last year? Green Bay also still got off to a very slow start. Jordan Love, very slow start, and then ended up having one of the most amazing careers or amazing seasons ever for a first-year quarterback. Give me Arizona.
Yeah.
Give it to me, dude. I love the odds. I can't not see them.
I like Arizona plus 5.
I do like Arizona.
These two stick out to me. This again. I hope this doesn't happen, right? Because I'm a Lions fan. This feels like it could be the week where the Packers put it together.
Yeah, and they just dominate and win by 100.
So Arizona allows the third most yards per possession. I think they're giving up like minimum 36 yards a possession. Now, assuming that's not an explosive play every time, that's 3 first downs, right? And then Green Bay's takeaway percentage is the highest in the NFL, 23%. So I don't know.
Kyler Murray interception.
So it just feels like like this is a Packers get right game with the way they match up. But dude, Kyler, he's always capable of something. I do like the Packers in this one though.
Dude. Yeah, I think the Packers win, but I'm not touching it, and I love the Cardinals plus 5. How about Connor and Murray just running the ball all over Lambeau Field?
That'd be nice.
This is an absolute loss. This is an
loss.
absolute loss for the Cardinals if it's in December in Lambeau, but it's going to be fine weather. I think they'll be fine. Looking forward to that one a lot. Fellas, let's go to Lions at Cowboys, dude. Big game. We talked a little bit about it already. Who are you on and why?
Give me 20. Oh, never mind. I am on the Lions.
I want a score prediction for this game from each of you.
I am on.
Okay, Ty, what do you
Give me the Lions 35, Dallas 21.
Okay, so Tyler was being a little
Dallas 20, maybe Dallas 24.
You were being a little facetious earlier when you said Lions by 30.
Yes, I was being facetious when I said Lions by 30. I think that we blast all over them. I can even see us getting a couple takeaways and us winning 28 to like 10. I don't know. I just think that we're gonna run all over this team, right? And that makes me think that we're gonna be having 5, 6, 7-minute drives, and we're gonna be controlling this game. So I actually think that 52 points. I think it depends on who's gonna get the ball first, dude. If the Cowboys get the ball first and then they score, and then we're kind of playing comeback, like we're gonna see some explosive Lions plays, right? We're gonna see some JMO magic, right? And then I love the over there. But if I'm looking at the under, if we get the ball first and our first drive is like a nice 6.5 minute, 7-minute drive touchdown, I could see us winning this game like 28 to like 10. And the under is looking sweet. That's how I'm picking it. But either way, give me Lions -3 for sure.
Okay.
Slam it. Don't slam it. Don't take my advice. But yes,
I think we're gonna have a really easy time making the Cowboys one-dimensional, because our run defense has been so good and their run offense has been so bad that Dak's just gonna have to throw. But he's already averaging 43 dropbacks a game, so like he has no problem doing that and being successful.
Yeah.
So I think our biggest advantage comes, like what Ty said, against that rush defense of the Cowboys. This is such a good matchup for us right now, especially how the Cowboys look and the way they've been playing.
And also, they're coming off a short week, and we're coming off a bye week.
Like I would say, I'm gonna say Lions. I'm gonna say 30-21. Oh, Brandon Aubrey's gonna get one. 30-24.
Yeah, it's
30, 30-24.
I changed it. Aubrey's good for like a 60-yard field goal, right?
Right.
I'd like to read the Lions injury report to you guys.
Besides the guys on IR.
Besides the guys on IR. Everyone's healthy.
I know.
Besides the guys on IR, which is still a big deal. But
yeah, no Derek Barnes.
Rumor has it that Frank Ragnow punched Dan Campbell up against the wall today to show him how strong his pec was so that he could play in the game. That's what Dan Campbell said. This offensive line.
There's reports that Dan Campbell makes those stories up.
I don't know if I believe those reports, dude. Dan Campbell's psycho. I love him. Here's the bottom line, dude. Like I said earlier, I think we win by a lot. I just think that there is this Lions team is so petty. It is so petty, boys. We are good enough to finally be petty for the first time in our lives. We are pissed off about last year's Dallas game. They're still mad about it. The crowd in Detroit still screams at the top of their lungs when Taylor Decker or Dan Skipper reports in as eligible. We are petty. I'm not kidding. If you can find a way to bet on a Lions offensive line touchdown, do it, because I think we are going to get cute this game, and I think we're going to dominate the Cowboys. So I'm going to go 42-17 Lions.
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
I just think the Cowboys are washed, dude. Like, I really do. And again, our offensive line, like, this is one of those games where if the Cowboys somehow win, it's because we have like 8 injuries in the first quarter. So I don't see it happening. Go Lions. And by the way, anyone in here who's like, oh, wow, Homer picking it, like, just clip it, and I'll see you in a couple of days. All right, Lions by 1 million. Bengals at Giants. Let's do 2 more, and then we'll make our parlays here. Bengals at Giants, Sunday Night Football. Let me look at the line. It is Bengals -3.5. Over/under is at 48.
I love the over here. I don't think I'm touching this game in terms of spread or money line, but I love the over here. Jamar Chase.
Like, the Bengals are just such a conundrum this year, man. and the Giants are good enough. Like dude, you saw the drives Tyler. You saw it. You hated them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they stay on the field. They
Yep.
keep your offense sitting down.
Yep.
Daniel
defense.
Jones, 5 yards, 6 yards, 4-yard run. Like this is not to me a gimme game. I'm gonna pick the Bengals but I don't love it.
Yeah, give me the Giants.
I love it. Tyler
me the
loves
Gi-
these little plus monies, baby.
I do. I told you, bro. Let's look at the pace of the teams they're playing. I think the Bengals are coming off a aggressive game against the Ravens. They gave it their all. They left it all out there, and they lost by 3 in OT. I can see the Giants winning this game. They weren't going up against a 100% Seahawks. You even said it. The reports that Seahawks players said they didn't take that game seriously as they should have, which means that I think that the Giants aren't banged up here. They're coming in. They have it's a late night game, so they got plenty of time to rest. Give me the Giants, and I love them at plus 3.5.
Give me the Giants money line.
Yeah, I like Giants money line, but
And the Ravens, man. The Bengals might be having a little hangover from that one.
that's what I'm saying. I think I think the Bengals and the Ravens are going to have hangovers. That's why I like the Commanders, by the way.
Dude,
Both
give
teams gave it their
me
all in that game.
the Giants to win, and I'm dead serious. I think Daniel Jones, especially, listen, let me add a caveat in case, because I know a lot of people watch this tomorrow. If Neighbors plays, the Giants can win. If he doesn't play, I don't think they can win. But I think it's going to be a crazy game. If you have anyone on fantasy playing a Sunday Night Football, you better play them.
Yeah, play all of them. I can't wait. By the way, I think that this is going to be a very good game to cook on with a parlay. By the way, same game.
I agree. Bills, Jets.
I hate this game.
Jets are plus 2.5, plus 114 money line. Over under is 41. It is Monday Night Football.
Is Josh Allen's playing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Chris knows the Bills honestly better than anyone. I think he predicts how they're going to play.
He had the Bills
Like,
beating the
a lot.
Texans.
I know.
I did.
I know. I also had the Bills being the Texans, but then we know they came out. They're just underdogs. Like, I don't know, man. I find it hard
These are
to
both.
bet on the Jets.
These are two teams in really weird spots right now.
Yes, they're two teams that desperate to prove like who they are early on. Bills came out hot. Now they're cooling off aggressively. Jets still, who are they? Completely, who are they? We have no idea. They don't look great. They don't look complete shit. Sorry for swearing. Sorry for guessing. Gun to my head though, I'll take Josh Allen over. I'll take a concussed Josh Allen over a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers who looks like he could be a granddad right now out there on the field.
So I want to say something for this game. I do think the Bills win in a close one, but I know it might not be feasible. But the team that would benefit the most right now from Devontae Adams is the Buffalo Bills. If Josh Allen had that, like, to me, they're the best or second best offense in the NFL, hands down. Like, Khalil Shakir, super reliable this year. Have you guys seen the catches he's been making in tight windows? He's out for one game, and Allen only completes 9 passes.
Ooh.
Like, so that's why I'm worried about the Bills right now. Dude, they just need... I want them to get Adams so bad now.
They need juice. They need someone. They need life, bro.
I'm going to take the Bills in a close one, though. Like Ty said, kind of give me Allen over Rodgers.
Dude, I'm on the Jets. I think this is a huge game for Aaron Rodgers. I think that he's just so stubborn. He's so stubborn. His coach gets fired. I think deep down he wanted him fired. He's going to go win this game. That's what the arrogant, cocky Aaron Rodgers would do. I don't need you, coach. I think that the Jets are going to win. I can't believe that you can get the Broncos at home against the Chargers for plus 124. The Giants plus 142, the way the Bengals are playing at home on Sunday Night Football, and the Jets at home Monday Night Football for first place at plus 114. You parlay those three together, boys, it's plus 1,060. I mean, like,
Broncos,
that's
Giants,
juicy.
These are the closest. I think these are the closest lines we've seen where I really, really like
the underdogs.
I like the underdogs at home a lot.
I love that play.
Yeah,
I love that play. So I'm taking the Jets, dude. I'm taking the Jets. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. The Jets defense is playing really well. like really, really well. The Jets defense is playing top 5 well. And so Aaron Rodgers is going to get it together. I think they're going to be fine. It'll be a fun game. And then all of a sudden next week, guys, we're going to be having conversations like, are the Bills okay after 3 straight losses?
Sure.
Which is crazy because we all had the Bills in our top 5 just 2 weeks ago, and we don't have them in our top 5 right now. And Chris had them at number 1, I think, 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. At 3-0, Chris, you had the Bills at number 1, I think, or 2.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Dude, Allen,
they're
Allen
very
was
good.
playing lights out.
And he still will. I'm still all in on the Bills. I love the Bills, but I do think that the Jets are going to win.
Dude, they beat my team. Didn't they beat the Ravens?
No, it's not. Plus 1,000, guys, means that 100 wins a K. 10 wins 100. 1 wins 10. I'm really good at math. Only when I'm gambling.
The Ravens smacked them. Never mind.
So let's put together our.
Dude, you know what? Their first 3 kind of look messed up now. Like knowing what we know now, their first 3 wins: Bills over Cardinals, Bills over Dolphins, Bills over Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 3 teams that they dominated are defensively.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like if the Jets win, it's going to be one of the Bills.
Yeah. All right.
So we're going to do our 2 parlays, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday night football parlay, and you know what? We're not teasing.
Yeah, I'm not teasing
shit. We're not teasing anything.
I love you, John.
We are. This is fun. If you want to tail us, do it. It's for fun. It's to cheer with us tomorrow night. I might go live tomorrow night for the game, by the way, if anybody wants to watch and hang out. Niners, Seahawks, same game parlay. Actually, you know what?
I'll give my leg first.
I'm gonna write these down because I
already took it single.
Bonus bet coming that I want to use.
You guys ready?
Chris, I am ready. Go ahead.
All right, go to rushing props.
Okay.
Got it.
Go to rushing and receiving over under.
Rushing. Where do you see
Deebo
that?
Samuel 73.5.
Yeah, he's
Deebo
6 for 6.
Samuel.
Deebo Samuel has beaten that with passing yards alone the last 3 times they've played the Seahawks when he's had Brock Purdy. So it's rushing and pat receiving over 73.5. That's my favorite play from this game.
Yep.
Deebo.
All right.
Hold on. Wait.
Next leg up.
Over 73.5.
Receiving rushing.
Minus 110. All right. Got it. Don't let the Tigers get hot. Go ahead, Ty.
Don't let the Tigers get hot.
I actually like George Kittle here. I like his receptions. He had 4 against the Jets week 1, 7 against the Vikings, 4 against the Patriots, 8 against the Cardinals. So actually, is this going to be a regression game though? Because that seems to be the pace right now. Actually, don't like that. Get away from that.
Okay.
Give me. This is actually. I'm not gonna lie. I had.
Dude, Jennings line is kind of crazy.
I always love Metcalf. I think Metcalf obviously didn't do the greatest last week, and I think he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I think he's just going to be an absolute freak. So just give me him to get over 62.5. So just as over for yards.
So Metcalf, and by the way, are you guys placing this now? Because I'm placing mine tomorrow morning.
No, I'll place it now.
All right, let me know what the odds end up being. And then I will actually take a Kenneth Walker touchdown.
John going buddy.
I love it.
525
minus
is what I'm at.
125. So that gets you to plus what, Ty? 525?
Plus 500 for me.
All right, so plus 525, plus 500-ish on our Thursday night parlay. And I love Kenneth Walker, by the way. He looked like a monster against the Lions. You got to tell me, DK, Tyler Lockett, one of them is going to get down there at the 1, 2, or 3 yard line, and they give it to Kenneth every single time. All right, guys, for our Sunday play, and it could be Thursday, Sunday morning, or Sunday night, or Monday night, it has to be an over-under or a spread that you love.
And we can't tease.
And you can't tease. Your favorite play from Sunday. And again, chat, you can spread them out. Take each one uniquely for one unit and put a quarter unit on all of them together. You don't have to just parlay this. Chris, Ty, who wants to start?
I will go. Give me the Eagles, Browns under 42.5.
Tyler.
Eagles defense isn't terrible. Browns offense is non-existent, and also the Eagles offense is kind of like, who are they? So I can see
Eagles, Browns, under 42 and a half.
like I can see like a 21-3, 27. I can just see this being just.
Dude, I know these two teams allow the most in the NFL at 53 and a half and 52 points, but isn't 51 and a half just a lot for that Ravens Commanders game?
No. If you go under, I'm fine with it, Chris. But that game's crazy.
Ugh, that just feels like.
You like the under there? Do it.
No, I won't do it.
Oh wait, so people are saying AJ Brown and Devontae are both back in
Correct.
this week.
Correct.
I am removing that immediately.
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought you
these
knew
lines,
that.
I actually hate these lines.
So,
I mean, guys, like this is easy. I mean, this is easy.
Give me
Okay,
the
wait,
Texans minus. Give me the Texans -7 against the Patriots.
okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Give me the
Chris's Texans -7.
Yeah, Chris's Texans -7s. Give me the Lions -3.
Ty's Lions -3, and mine, I still get to use my favorite one. Give me the Falcons -6
All right.
over the Panthers.
It's a trap game, dude.
No, it's not.
Done.
They're going to win by 1 million, and it's not going to be close. The Falcons need to get it going, and Kirk Cousins is going to dominate.
It's a trap game.
There we are. What does that get you at, Chris? What's the odds there?
Similar actually. It is plus 595.
That's a plus 595 parlay from the Blevins Bros Sports Show. And as always, I gave a winner last week, by the way. I don't know if you guys tailed me or not, but I gave a winner for college football at the end of our sports show.
So did I.
It was a juicer megooser. Also, I was on Jacksonville State -21.5 tonight. They're up 54-13. So just saying.
I had the Army and the Navy spread.
You did?
I had them individually, and I had them parlayed. I even teased their spread to get Army plus -17.5 and Navy -14.5 to get like plus 250 to parlay both those together. And I made a very good amount of money that night.
I love that. How about SMU? SMU is all the way back, ranked for the first time all year long, by the way. You love to see that. Give me Oklahoma plus 14 at home in the Red River rivalry against Texas. Give me Penn State over USC money line. And my last leg for this college football slate is a BYU at home against Arizona. That gets you to plus 350. So Oklahoma plus 14, Penn State to win against USC at -205, and then BYU money line over Arizona -175. That's what I'm on for college football this weekend.
Okay. Where's Penn State?
All of a sudden, I'm sitting in the hotel room watching Prison Break with Jody boys, and my DMs start pulling up on Twitter. I'm like, what the heck? Like, did I do something wrong? Did I tweet something stupid? And it's just 20 dudes. Bro, the college play hit. The college play hit. I was like, oh, let's go. I didn't even notice.
I wish. Oh God, man! I loved it. I texted. You have no idea how I just roasted Tim and everyone in our sports betting chat. I was like, I Snapchatted the parlay. I'm like, anyone take Army Navy spread? Anyone?
I did.
And everyone's like, nope.
Chris and
nope.
I both did.
I'm so happy. So happy you guys did. Doesn't it feel good, like just seeing the pace of a team. Their spread right now, by the way, live against UAB. UAB's terrible. Is -26, and I am going to take that. But
dude,
it's so many points.
People ask me what I think about Oregon State, dude. I'm sorry, Oregon, Ohio State. I don't think that Oregon stands a chance in this game. I don't think they stand a chance. So I'm not only am I taking Ohio State -3, I might tease that to -10.
You heard it here first, guys. John teasing the Lions -10. John teasing Ohio State -10 parlay.
Might parlay both. I mean, I'm serious though. Like Ohio State looked really rough in the first half against Iowa the other day, and then they came out and just smacked them. And Iowa's got a way better defense than Oregon has. I just don't think that Oregon has a chance. I mean, I can't believe they're plus 124 at home. I can't believe they're like +3. I think it should be Ohio State -7, 8, or 9. So Oregon just hasn't looked good, dude. Hey, listen, they almost lost a game to somebody who's not even in their league. So I'm out on Oregon. Go Ohio State. Just kidding. I hate them more than anything. But boys, good show tonight. Good show tonight. Hey, Tigers
Great
tomorrow.
energy.
Massive
Can't
game in the
wait.
afternoon. Make sure you
Hey.
guys watch it. If we win,
there.
we're in. Competing for the
Yep.
We
pennant,
already
and
won.
then if we win that, we're competing for the World Series. Let's get it.
Let's go, boys.
Love you, boys. Good show. We'll
Okay.
see you soon.
Take care of
All
each
right,
other.
see you next week, guys. All right. Love you guys.
Love you too. I'm still alive, but love you.
I'm up.
All right.
I will be texting.
I'm
Hey, Ty, go Oilers. They're down 2-0. Hammer them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will not be hammering them.
All right. Chat. I love you. God, let's roll. Change the world. See you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.